First one here, bitches.
Second place is the first loser.
What's up, bitches?
Daddy, chill.
That just happened. Hello, everyone. Random Sunday stream.
Let's get ready to rumble!
Hello, everybody. Oh, wait. No music. Hello, everybody. Welcome in. I am Zachbot. I work out, play video games, foster the puppies. We're playing some Voyagers of Nera today. Sure as fire. Thank you. This is like my favorite button up. It has lost and regained buttons so many times. It's one of the few that like fit the arms decently well, right? But don't like turtleback it when they give me a hunch. So I figured perfect for the game that I yell I am Moana all the time. It's so many fun times. Yeah, this thing has seen so many brunches. Hey, thank you for the tier 1 sub, Infinite Underdog. Appreciate that. Thank you. Way to start it off. Yeah, right? Oh, dude, I love this shirt. I really love this shirt. It's that's why it keeps getting buttons back. It needs another one. But we're not you can't tell. Anyways, congratulations. Lyle on the first. You are the greatest and everybody loves you. Congratulations, Matt, on the second.
Jack, I want you to draw me like one of your
and I love
French
that
girls.
for you. Hell yeah, and we already got the draw something. Let's go. First stream I found with drops enables. Awesome, dude. I love that. I had no idea. I don't even know how I did it, but we're doing it. So we're playing Voyagers of Nera. We're replaying it. We played a little bit yesterday because they have new ship updates, new ships all together. They have like spirit updates since we last played. Now the spirits have powers, which is sick. I love the water spirit one. We're gonna get into that. It is on sale, and Enot and I have a solid rhythm going. So we're gonna be playing. I think he's already there, which is great. Shocker. What's the shocker? What's the shocker? That the water one is awesome. Hell yeah. All right, what would you like me to draw? You must draw yourself on your Nera boat in that
I like
shirt.
trains.
All right, let's do it. And we got a hype train starting. Let's go. But welcome in, Infinite Underdog. I'm just saying hi right now, and then we're gonna jump in and play. I actually started a boat, so I'm gonna draw you the barge that I started, and then we'll go from there. We got the first redeem, and then we got something else. All right, but yeah, I'm sorry guys. I know this is so random. This is not normally when I stream. Things have been in topsy-turvy, but I have we're trying something, and I have a deadline. So here we are. If anything catches your fancy or looks interesting and you want to clip it, please feel free, as long as you are able to. So welcome in, Lucas Pennywise. All right, let's start this. Me on this shirt on a boat. Cool. Done. I'm gonna draw my character with the boat. He has like really cool hair up top, which got like got this got like a yeah. Got super awesome actually. I can grow. But you know, we're actually rocking our awesome. That's me. That's my character. Kind of look like Leonidas. Record of. That's me. Yeah, we're fucking yoked, boy. We're fucking yoked, boy. Yeah, boom. Boom, baby. Shirt open. Business. Yeah. Yoked. Yoked, brother. Yeah. Oh, imagine it. In a Speedo. Alright, actually. Yo, guys, Big Booty Mix, Volume 25. Whoa. Whoa. Whoa, what is going on? Holy shit, what is that? Hey, thank you for the biddies. Alright, so this is our ship. Alright, but my ship, cannon. Cannon right there. Part of this. Damn, that's alright, and that's okay, look, I'm good. We got this. Okay. Here we go. Thank you for the biddies, guys. Holy shit. Thank you. The Thank you for all of those biddies. Holy cow, yeah, I could hear every single beep. Every beep. So here we go. We have let's get it. Here we go. So we have this is my character in Voyagers of Nera in this shirt. Okay, I'm fucking chilling up here on my barge that has a cannon. This cannon and the big scary eel guy. He's looking at us. He's like, no, I don't want none of this smoke. I don't want none of this smoke because we're going through and we're actually playing that song, "Turn the Lights Off," the super popular one on the memes right now. And so like that's why we're like, well, baby, ooh, come on, baby, turn the lights off. Right? That's what we're right. And he can't turn lights off because he's got the thing on his head. He doesn't work like that. So he's out of the party. But yeah, look, yeah, it's my character wearing the same shirt as me on our barge. Here we go. We're using coconuts? No. What do you mean? That's our cannon, bro. We're using a salamander. That's what's lighting it, and you'll see in the game. It's a pretty cool new feature. Art, thank you. Thank you. Oh yeah, that's right. Let's write. Fast. Fantastic. I think I look pretty good. We just need some in-game pit vipers. I'm gonna text the devs. In-game pit vipers would be pretty cool. How you doing, Enot? Thank you. I think it's pretty good. You know, I kind of I cheated and I used a lot of that area as water, but the game is the water, so I can be the deep, like the boys character. You could a briny worm. I really thought I was getting something different from those. Getting shellfish is fine. You can load up at a time. That's what's really cool. So again, we're gonna be playing this for about 3 hours, and I don't even know if you guys can hear music. Have you been not hearing music this whole time? Fantastic. So yeah, salamander on the cannon. You can shoot full cannonballs. You can shoot fireballs. Pretty cool. So yeah, that was a quiet art time then. It's fine. Let's go to the game. Here we go. First things first, squirrels. Gotta love them. One day, man, I'm gonna find that orphan squirrel and I'm gonna raise it as my own. And it's gonna be so adorable. We're gonna I'm so excited. One day. I would never orphan one purposely, but I won't hesitate. How cute would that be? Me with a squirrel just chilling on my shoulder. Clean. I don't know if they're clean or not. I'm gonna teach you to be clean. I can teach a dog, I can teach a squirrel. I think it works the same way. Starting the game. We're gonna get in that Discord with our friendo Enot. There's more biomes now. What up, Enot?
Brother.
Wait, can they hear you? Can you talk again?
I think they can.
Fantastic.
Can you hear me?
Fantastic. They can. All right.
Excellent.
Oh, super secret. Super secret. Hold on. Haha. I got that shit memorized. Oh, that'd be hilarious if I did it. All right. I'm eating lunch that I can jump on. Oh, let's fucking go. Yes. Dude, I still had a minute and a half to spare on that one. That was a good, actually, that was a good one. Look, Anna, I like this one. My character on in the game wearing this shirt. Look, I like it. I think it came out pretty cool. The Pit Vipers really sold it for me. How was the rest of your night last night, Enot?
It was good. It was good. We hung out as family.
Nice. It's funny. It's like, you know, with the holiday. What am I doing? Where am I?
Yeah, mine did the same thing. Mine did the same thing.
Nice.
Jump up and down.
Oh. Hey, welcome in, Greenie. Hell yeah, dude. Thank you for the tier 3 sub. Let's go. How you doing, my guy? Welcome in. Also, welcome in, Herd of Turtles. Hello. Here to remind you of your cure penance. Did she do something bad in cure? Look, so we got the first spirit, which is amazing. Update since the last time we played. The water spirit has no stamina bar when you activate it. That shit is tight. Air spirit, it's a bird. Bird is cool if you like the glide. You're also faster on the ground, so that's cool. But honestly, man, I'm loving the surfing. If I can find a sliver of water, I'm gonna jump in that. So I love the water shrine. That dude is my jam. Looks cute. Looks cool too. We got Enot here looking at a wall. Oh, okay, he's done. This is our place so far. I've added lights. It is very well lit. These are my trophies. I got 3 of them because I'm a 3-time regional world champion.
Dude, I love the way you set the base up, especially with the new chests.
Hell yeah. Oh yeah, that's right. Well, see, hold on. Upstairs. Oh, 4 trophies. Sorry, I forgot about that one. Just, you know, I'm just a humble guy. We got our upstairs lounge area. But yeah, what did I set up? Oh yeah, these chests now. Oh, these chests are awesome. So these chests, now if you're in the vicinity, you don't have to have these in anything in your inventory. You can just build stuff if they're in these chests, which is awesome since we now are level 6. Whoa, whoa, whoa. What is this whole new outfit I see here, sir? Hold on.
Check.
Slow down. Slow down. Hold on. Let's look at the drip. Let's look at the drip. Oh, you got the hunter mask one? Dude, you look like from Darksiders. I like that.
Check,
that's pretty dope. You look also kind of giving me Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle vibes. Casey Jones.
Where'd he go? Oh yeah. Check the second chest.
Second chest. What am I looking at? Your old armor. Oh, there's a chest piece. Nice. Is there just? Oh, that's right. I think you said that. Were you able to do any weapons?
Let me see, because I threw a bunch of amberite in the thing. Let me see what we got.
Nice. Ah, I love the cape. I love the cape. Legit. What up, Pony? I don't have that armor yet. What up, dude? But you were farther than we were, because you got the wind spirit before we did. Check out the start of the barge. Did you do anything extra to it, or you just kind of let it ride?
No, I didn't know where your vision was on it.
Oh no, I have no vision.
I didn't want to.
No vision. Just all just vibes, bro. No vision. I don't know how much you can do, but this is really cool that we can do this. This thing's probably not going to be able to leave this area. It might be able to fit through there.
Don't show her any part that I built. If Pony's in here, she's gonna. Have you seen her base?
Dude, yeah, it looks so good. Yeah. Can we get a shout for Pony, actually? If there's a mod. Pony is the one who got me into this game. So thank you for that, Pony. Look at the little salamander on the cannon, though. Love it. Just vibing. I don't have any more stuff to shoot, but look at this little guy. He's just doing his best. Alright, so that's our boat for now. It's not too much I think we can do. I could just put more cannons on. That's fine. Sailing stone. Does it say what they do?
Algebraic!
Hey, oh, shit. Thank you for the 3 months to Pony. Hell yeah. Thank you, Carrie. You know what? I think I'm going to keep the music on.
I don't know what the sailing stone. Go ahead and craft them if you want. Because we'll get the materials back pretty quick. Should.
Okay. Put it upstairs. Front stone?
Who knows?
Nah.
Maybe some of that's like keeps the boat still, or you know.
Yeah, maybe. So, I think the bad news is this boat isn't in the vicinity of these chests. Yeah, because it
doesn't count?
I guess it doesn't. No, because like I've tried it a couple times and I don't think it counts. All right. See if I can go back a little.
I wonder. No, it should be in the vicinity. Have we tried craft? Dude, I keep trying to put my weapon away to run faster in this game.
You've been playing a lot of Ark, huh?
Too much Ark, man.
Yeah. All right. This is like literally hugging it. If not,
yeah, it's definitely close enough. So
it's not. No, it's not.
But you can construct with it. I wasn't sure if you could construct. I thought you could just craft. But I don't know if it counts it towards building materials.
Thank you again, Carrie, for the 3 months. Hell yeah. Or maybe because it's just boat is its own thing.
Yeah, maybe
it's per
that.
workshop.
Yeah.
Man.
Try this. put one of those chests on the boat and put those materials in it and see if it treats it any differently.
Okay. 2 mana crystals, 1 ancient, and no.
How are you building the boat so far? Were you
I was
just
grabbing
placing
it.
being able to
Yeah,
build?
I built it before. I built the majority of it before we even had
Before, yeah.
it going. Oh, man, would you believe me if I told you I already forgot?
No, I believe you.
There we go. Okay, we need. Mana crystals, and what was the other thing? Ancient fragments? We're just gonna grab those just in case. I'm so bad at remembering these things.
I like how you can
You guys
tell,
are so
like,
ahead.
which chests.
How far? Where? I guess what'd you left? We just got to the 3rd area. So, and by we I mean Enot, and then I just took the teleporter. But I did it very well. Oh, are all these 2s? Let's go.
I swear, you may have been out here before when we had played a long time ago.
Oh, look at
And
that
that's the
big
story
guy
I'm gonna
right
stick
there.
with.
We're eating good tonight. Where you at? Oh, dude, I'm still in build mode. Oh no. Come on!
Don't forget we just started, so we
Haha, you thought. Gave him the old razzle dazzle.
This is a reminder for both of us to eat our food.
Oh right, yeah. Food. All right. So this is our second base of operations. What up, C-Dub? Thank you for that. The 3rd area is kicking my butt. Wow, I haven't even I think I got to the beach, got the sea glass, and left. Like immediately. That was the extent of what I've done there. All right. What we're gonna do. We're gonna place it. We're gonna build it. And we're gonna move it. Perfect. Perfect. Oop.
Oh, there's food over
Where
here
am I?
too.
Stone. Where'd my stone go? That one.
Oh, dude, you know what? One of the changes that they made that I really love is the overweight running around your own zone and
Oh,
not
yeah.
having to be slow.
Yeah, that is actually really good. That has helped a ton, especially if you place your area like well, which has been the case. So good kudos to you on that, sir. I would help too, but I'm a little too far away. Okay. Very soon? Hell yeah, all our Christmas leftovers are cookies. We're doing our best. We're trying. Darn. We thought we were done, more cookies. Sailing stone activated. Okay. Oh, look at the little spirit guy. What are we doing? Where are we going? Are you leading the way? Away, away. this little spirit guy. Look at that. Okay. I don't know what he
Yeah,
does,
wonder what
but
the
I feel
sailing
good.
stone is.
Either way, I'm happy with our choice. Title resonate. So it really doesn't tell us, does it?
I gotta go get more amberite.
Zendo's cookies giveaway. But it could do that. Yeah, but like here's the thing. What if you guys don't like the cookies? I can't mentally take that. Right? Like we designed them and if you're like, if they weren't that good, that'll tear me apart. Can't have that. As long as I can guarantee you'll lie to me and tell me they're amazing, regardless, fine. Whoa, what is going on?
Fine.
Why is this thing moving? What's
I
happening?
think
Oh, I think our thing is
that's
breaking.
the sailing.
Oh,
Yeah. Turn the sail off. Maybe.
we're getting
I
attacked?
think. I wonder if that. Oh, maybe that. I don't think there was a fish that could spawn that could attack you. But
Come out here, coward! I killed a shark earlier.
that was in our bay.
Yeah, dude, fucked him up.
Yeah, they shouldn't be. I don't think that they're supposed to be able to. Oh, wow.
I can hear the noise they all make when like they're bad. Oh, there's one over here. He's way over there. You? The dunk in the water seems more exaggerated. Like you make a full realistic dunk. Wait. Oh my god, is it the spirit who's going? Is this motherfucker got the sail?
Yeah, that's what I think.
Oh. Oh. I didn't realize he takes over the sail. Alright, that's cool if you're like solo. Damn, bro. Anyways, this is our big old barge right here. This thing is gonna be slow as hell. I think we need to take it. We should take it to the third area and just see what happens. Even though we have the fast forward. Fast travel. Fast forward. Whatever. Good. Perfect. The cutest little helper. He was a little cute helper. I just, you know, he was helping a little too much. I didn't know. I wasn't ready for his help yet. So, max. Oh, did you see that? Max speed is 500 out of 2,000. So how do we add more max speed? Is it the sail?
More sailing stones.
Well,
More
I
engine.
would be probably more.
Make go burr. More room.
So there's like dedicated slots. Like only one sail slot. Can I put it right there? Oh, I can. Just fucking 3 sails. Oh, that's right. I have no stuff. There ain't no way these are gonna work. Mana flares and twine. Got no fiber? That's
Yeah, I had to gather a whole bunch last night.
What up, chefs? What up, Jess? Hello. Welcome in. How are you?
I did make twine, if that's what you need.
Did I say mana flare?
Man, you shouldn't need mana flares.
Raw mana. I think it was raw,
Raw
mana.
mana. Yeah, raw mana.
Yeah. Dude, my brain is so fried today. Alright. Wood, twine, raw mana. Raw mana, brada. Now I just need twine. 6.
There should be twine in the crafted.
You would think so. And there it'd be. Fantastic. Twine. I don't want to twine, but I don't know. I feel like it's not setting in right, the chess. I don't think they're working like they're designed to. We'll have to see. Oh no. Alright, so we got 3 sails. This is so not overkill. First sail goes in the back. Second sail right in the middle. That's not it. Second sail right in. Actually, this is a double sail kind of area. We can definitely fit 2 in this one area. That looks silly. We can't have that there. Oh, I picked up the wrong thing. Darn it. Can't see. I can't see. I'm stuck. Oh! Fantastic. What? Wasn't even close. Good enough. Fantastic. Look at this. This thing is gonna go fast. Only added apparently 200 to the speed though. Maybe maybe I got all these extra weight so it slows it down. Oh. What did I just do?
Uh-oh.
Okay, we're good. We're good. Welcome in, Porter. How you doing, my guy? Welcome, welcome. See what can go in here. Does that work? Okay, that works. Some more net. That's work. More. Oop. Okay. Just more net. Alright. So it looks like it's the net.
The net?
Yeah, you know the net, the out
Oh,
rig,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
rigger.
Outrick. Yeah, yeah.
So more net. Oh. Away. We build our net from the fibers. Right. Nobody falling off this ship. If you fall off this ship, you were meant to fall off this ship. That's all I can say. Lame. Yeah. Cannon. Oop. Cannon. Fantastic. Oh, but we're getting all the angles. Turn that one up. I'm actually using a controller and a keyboard, mouse and keyboard right now. Hello. All right, we're canned up. Nobody's getting at us. What else can we add to this thing? Idle resonator. It's gonna do, but I feel like it's gonna do well. I think we put everything. Yep. Fantastic. Look at this monstrosity. Oh, perfect. Actually, I can move this. Hmm.
I love when I go looking for something specific and then never find that specific thing,
Shit, this was so wrong.
but
Oh,
find everything else. Uh-oh.
oh yeah. Dude, this thing is ready to rock. It's just, you know, it really likes to just get all up in the where it shouldn't be. So I'm just gonna pull it in the middle. We'll just like board over to it. Oh my god, all the sails work at the same time. Let's go.
That's cool.
Yeah, except for some reason we're not moving. Player name.
This isn't displaying your name.
I don't know. I mean, this is early access, so still things like if I'm overloading it with sales. Okay, at least I'm not stuck. This is weird.
Do you need to use the sailing
Oh.
thing that you used before?
Oh, it shouldn't have to. Okay, let's see. Go ahead. Go ahead, little guy. Oh, there's 3 little guys! There's 3 little guys! Thank you for the lurk interaction, Greenie. Alright, let's just see what happens. Ooh. Oh, we're going. We're going. We went. Come on. Tight squeeze, but we gotta get it out of here.
Oh boy.
I don't think we can make it through. Alright, he's up! Oh, I can control the speed. Oh, fantastic. Okay, well, this is... We are actually stuck. Alright. We're gonna do a 28-point turn here. Ooh. There we go. There we go. Oh, yes. Whoa, 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 whoa. Stop turning. Alright, alright.
Dude, I hope when you shoot a cannon that it like rocks the boat one direction. Like start using the cannons as like rockets.
When you hit what?
Like when you shoot the cannons, if there's physics to rock the boat.
Oh, I wonder. Dude, I don't know
I
what
was
the
just
hell
saying
is
that would be fucking hilarious. Then you could have people shooting to turn the boat.
going. Just is going in a circle. I don't know why. Oh, no, oh, we're going in a different circle now. No, no. We got this. We're gonna learn boats. We're gonna learn boats. I actually thought I knew how to drive a boat, but I don't think I do. Okay, so my guy. No, we're just forever turning, no matter what I do. It's just going. All right, guys. This isn't working. Circle. Bro, the boat is literally just going in a circle. Oh my god. Oh, here we go. I think I fixed it. I fixed it. Oh, chill. Ow, the turns. There's no way they turn like this. What physics is this?
I think it's still carrying the weight of the turn, so you have to like counter it.
No, it's like a delayed
my 2
reaction.
cents.
It's a delayed pickup on it.
This is really all handbrake. Wow.
See, it's gonna do a quick turn. See, yep. Doing another. It's gonna do another quick turn. Huh. I'm so very confused. Maybe it'll just stop on its own. But for the time being, we'll put a pin in that. We'll put a pin in that. It's fine. Oh, it stopped spinning. Sweet. Let's see if I can try this again. Okay. Actually, let's do a very careful maneuvering here. One singular sail. Bursting it out. Okay. Good. Very, very gently. I don't want this hitting the sand here. Okay. Nice. Nice. Like butter. Like butter. Almost there. Oh. Less buttery. Less buttery. How you doing, Hearthstoner? Welcome in, dude. Chilling. We chilling. Ah, dude, I love this new armor. The like felt piece or whatever. Just looks so cool. Isn't there like an art? There's an Arctic place. I think there's like an Arctic place. I believe. Right.
Definitely.
That's what we need to be.
Enough handbrake.
Perfect. Look at that. Good spot. Good spot. We need all those things to build. We're not gonna do that. Oh shit. Got this fancy schmancy Twitch drop skimmer right here. Look at that, courtesy of watching our friend Pony. All right. Stuff in there. All right, you want to go to? You want to take this bad boy to the third location?
Yeah, I'm down. Let me cook up some food here real quick. And I have to do it so that it hopefully procs the... Make sure I have the skill. Dude, I love the new skill trees.
For the little spirit guys? Oh, dude.
Yeah, the flame spirit having the... you have a chance of crafting double food.
Yeah, that
when you
is
pick
super
it.
cool.
I have to pick it up. So it might even not be who crafts it. It might be who picks it up, technically.
Man, every part of me is just like, just throw it in any box, who cares? But I know that's not right. Just put it anywhere, who cares? Must stay organized. I was too dumb to figure out how to redeem it. I had trouble in the initial one. It still never said I wasn't connected for the longest time. but I am. Homie. Whoop, you thought. Yeah, I know how to dodge mid water now. Yeah, you didn't know I knew that. Game changer. Killed that shark again. Free sharks, man. I love that. Go. I don't know what those do. Yeah, let's see where I'm at knowledge tree wise. Dude, a lot of this Enot has figured out as well, so I can't take all the credit there. Let's see. Ooh, we can get ourselves some fancy couch. Get a couple friends. All right, let's see. 20 is improved leather. Enot, was that one how you made that new armor?
Yeah.
Got the fancy new hanging lights up there. You guys haven't seen, look at that. Yeah. Looking good.
Yeah, I've got good news.
Love good news.
To the chest, or the second chest is gonna come soon. There you go, this one down over here.
Second chest. Ooh. Ah, yeah. Yeah, you know I like the spears.
Do you want me to?
I'm gonna imbue it.
I can do it for cheap.
Really?
Yeah, half the cost. It's one of the flame skill tree. Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna put it in the
resources.
first one. I'll put it in the first one. Hell yeah. Let's go.
I totally.
I just got the coral bow. I've been running like on a bow late, but it was fine. I don't really do archery too much in the game. I like the spear, and I really like this for crowd control. Is actually not bad. Wow. Holy cow, dude. Thank you. Dude, I need a better blade. Now that I'm looking at it, it's like, man, my blades are kind of like I'm still using a 35 damage one.
Oh yeah, no, I don't even.
Where's do we have a blacksmith now? Yeah, we do. Okay.
We do here.
All right, let's see. I can make the Tide Metal blade. That's the highest one I have.
A couple more things in the second chest.
You have a Tide Metal blade?
I don't. But you can make one. We have tons of Tide Metal.
Yeah.
Or it's being crafted. One of the two.
I'll feed you Christmas leftovers. Pony's trying to get rid of the Christmas leftovers like Enot's trying to get rid of the cat. Oh, let's go!
Wait, you said someone wants a cat?
Full armor, let's go! Yeah, see? Yeah! Oh, I want to see my helmet. Absolutely. Yeah, I look like a problem. Nice. Anna's gonna have a good time. I think she said that she was re-downloading this. So, okay,
nice.
I need a sword. So I'm gonna do the Tide Metal one. And then can you do your magic on it?
Yeah.
I'm gonna put it in the first chest. Thank you very kindly. It's in the first chest. Oh. On the ground. Still, you were a good blade, Sharpstone Blade. You did well. You fought many goblins. All right, it's in the first chest, and you kept me safe. But look at this. Ah, look at this. Ah, look at this spear. Yeah. Yep. We're gonna do so much. Wait, where are you going?
Hang on. I gotta get stones.
Come back. Wait, to imbue it or whatever?
To do the imbues.
Alright, I'll go get some stones as well.
Maybe
I'm
grab
in,
some
bitch
clay,
boy.
get some-
Yeah, you are. Don't talk about B like that. Hello, Anna.
Damn.
Welcome in.
Lyle's like, you need to put a comma in there. I'm in, bitch boy.
I'm in, bitch boy. Welcome in, Anna. Hello, Shay.
That's
Welcome in,
Not
potato.
what I meant.
Thank you for the potato. Look, I have the boat repair kit, which just looks like I'm carrying around a mallet. Gonna do no damage. Oh, that's right. We need stone. All right, so, man, what level are you, Anna?
Bro, I don't even know. How do I get in here? I forgot.
Let me send you.
I'm lay done.
What is it that she has to like click? I sent you the name and the password, but
Just.
unpri or something like.
Hang on.
I sent the information.
I see.
Oh, that's not a stone. Well, I mean it is, but not for what we need. Lyle, do you have this game yet?
Okay.
Lyle, do you like survival builders? I know you like survivals, but usually it's like a monster is chasing you survival. Oh my god. What a biff. Looking game chat, I'm making resource cost flowcharts. Like for
Riveting.
hell yeah. I mean, no, that's awesome
Love
for
them.
arc raiders. I'm assuming that's what
Yeah.
you're talking
Oh,
about. Yeah.
it's for arc raiders?
Yeah, no,
Okay.
like that's super helpful, right?
was
Because
like,
like we
for
have a
first
list, but even that
teams.
list is not even like that great. Alright, I got some
I
stone.
recant my statement.
I'm in, bitch boy.
Hobby.
All right, you want some stone? I'll give you some stone. Check the ground.
I'm loading in. Hold on.
That stone's for you. Oh, we got cannonballs. Nice.
Yeah, I got some cannonballs. Yeah, it probably has to redo shaders for you, Anna.
I've reached the world's edge. Turn back. Why?
Jump up
Yeah,
and
it just does that.
Where
yeah.
am I?
Yeah, just jump up and
Ugh.
down.
Jump up and down.
Oh.
Jump up
Okay.
and down. Move it on the
Alright.
ground.
Oh, yay. Okay.
Take your hands to the side, put
Shit,
your
I
hands
forgot.
on the ground. Take one step left and one step right. One to the front and one to the side.
To the side. Clap your hands once and clap
Clap
your
your
hands twice.
If it looks like this, then doing it right.
Right.
Shout out to Lou Bega.
Real quick.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. All right. Did you make my fancy smanchy sword fancier schmancier?
Hold on. I'm doing it now.
All right. And where's Anna? I think you're in what
I'm
the
at the
first
base.
base. Take the teleporter. Come to the second
Okay.
base. Check out all the fun.
Are you building something? I see a boat
when
that's not finished.
when we have slumber parties up here, it's by the spirit fire. We can join and do DMT.
Where was it?
It's in the first chest. The sword, not the DMT, right?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Where am I traveling to?
But same.
Same.
Oh, there it is.
But yeah, guys. Oh, so Anna, since you've last played too, now if you talk to the spirit totem, our little spirit guys have. I think you probably don't even have yours on you right now. I think I had to like go, and they'll have like little powers of their own. So, oh wow, look at this scrub. What? Oh my goodness. Please put.
I'm
You have
naked.
clothes
Jeez.
on. Put some
Oh my
clothes on.
god.
I
Some
know.
decency. This is
Sorry.
civilized.
Please,
land.
please. Wish I didn't put all these lights on. I don't have to see
No.
this level
She's
of
like,
poor.
I just got here from the couch.
Yeah, I think there's armor in the second one. Yeah, there's armor in the second
Is
one
it just
and,
me,
and
or is
weapons.
like the graphics like really, like, kind of slow or janky?
Maybe it's yours is just like
That's
loading in the beginning.
Yeah,
Yeah.
probably. It's just a little delayed. That's all.
Yeah, mine took a little bit to get back in first.
Alright. Wait,
oh,
what
wait.
am I doing? What did you say?
Second chest, you have weapons and armor. Anna's running around with the little Voyagers bouncing around in the wind. I know, bro. She's just showing everybody her Voyagers.
Yeah. You're welcome.
Voyager secret over
I
here.
don't see any. There's outfits where?
This
Bro.
the second chest, right where I'm standing on.
Oh.
This one. So when you count, right?
Ah.
So there's the first number is 1, right? And so after 1 usually comes the number 2,
I'm going to kill
which
you.
usually goes right next to it. And as we make our way down, we end with
That's 5
this
next.
number.
5 next, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Right?
Well, 5 is closest, shish, next, but not entirely. Jesus, Anna, I can see your butt cheeks. This is a family stream.
I'm sorry.
All right,
Oh, yeah,
but we
you
also need to, I guess, finish these cannons. Even though, like, I don't actually have cannonballs, so I don't think I'm ever going to use them. They're just for intimidation. Oh, I have a little snack. There we go. Tide crystal, fragment, and stone. Tide crystal, fragment, and stone. I got those. I got those. How you doing, Shay? Tide crystal, fragments, and stone. Oh, man. You know how hard these games are to play when you have, like, ADHD?
Yeah, I don't even remember
And
what we were
bad
doing.
memory. They're so hard.
Yeah.
Stone. Yeah, stone. I already got that.
Dude, I crafted 10 kebabs, got 17.
What? Hell yeah,
from the
dude.
fire skill.
Dang, are we out of stone? Oh, we got stone. Yeah, we got so
Oh
much
no,
stone.
we got a ton of stone.
We're
I
stoned.
brought back a load.
Putting
of
in.
stone.
I'm putting in stuff.
Good, recovering. Oh
Fine.
no, you got sick too? Damn. Add crystals.
sick?
Add crystal. Resonator. Shay got sick. I'm gonna put a tide crystal in this resonator and see what happens. Good luck.
You guys should
Sorry, Zach.
edit your storage with the names, like what the stuff is in there.
You know what, Anna?
Yeah.
I'm
You're-
not sure I'm gonna do
oh.
that correctly. I don't know if I would do that correctly. Would you mind
Ooh.
doing that?
Guys, I don't know what's going on, but we're resonating. We're resonating.
There's so
We're
much stuff in
resonating with the. You see us? See how much we resonated? Hell yeah. I don't know what's happening.
I mean,
I'm
I
off.
see
materials.
fish. Oh, it's moving you behind. It's pulling you back.
No, I'm
is what it
moving.
was doing. No, the manta rays underwater, they're going directly behind you. Like I don't know if that matters, the direction that they're moving.
Well, that's just the way we're moving. So if I'm reverse, are they going reverse now? I think it just makes us faster. I feel like this just makes us faster. Either way, I can't wait to do it again. That was so worth it.
That was very cool. Oh, did
my
he
God.
use the crystal and now it's
Yeah.
gone?
You guys have
Yeah.
these are so unorganized. I can't.
They are
Going
not.
so
no,
fast.
they're not.
They're so organized, excuse you.
There's random
Okay.
shit in here.
First
and
of
then the
all,
one next to it has stuff on
First
it.
of all,
Okay.
okay,
God,
sometimes
I can't.
sometimes it not everything
Let me
is
let me
organized,
help, let
but
me
it
help,
is.
Because
So
we
bad.
did a really good job. I'm not gonna let her slander us this way.
Yeah.
Anna,
Yeah,
You
I'm
see,
actually
this
was
chest-
very
yeah.
proud of it. Excuse
Yeah.
you.
this chest number
Embarrassed.
4 that you're saying is like it's got a bunch of random stuff in it. That's raw materials.
I don't
The
know what to
next
put in this
chest over
chest. I'm gonna throw that in there.
Is materials that you craft.
That too. Why not?
It's like the first chest is all the mana stuff.
All right, so this is what we go so fast. Okay, you got sick too. Damn, bro. Now, are you guys all getting sick because you were with a bunch of people, family, or is that how that works? Damn, this is a double-sided spear. Let's go. Going full Darth Maul. Yeah. All right, we should sail across the sea.
We should.
Let's make a marker. Well, okay, hold on. We need to finish these cannons, so that way then they can be usable. I'm gonna. Oh, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna take in every cannonball and put it in the chest in the boat. That's a good idea, Zach. Thanks.
Yeah.
That one
Here,
gave
give
me.
me,
I need volatile glands. I just need 10 of them. They should be in there. Probably
They
the
should be on
second to the left, second to the right.
no, I think we may have used all those for that other thing that we were crafting.
Oh, what was that thing?
It's a fantastic question.
Man, I feel like there needs to be an easier way to get to this boat. I mean, we do have surfboards. So. Oh, yeah. I do love the fact. Oh, so Anna, don't forget to get yourself a little spirit though, before we leave. So you want to come? You want to come to the fancy schmancy totem guy over here? His name is Hank. Hank the totem. He is going to. I don't know what your button is. You need to press attunement and
Empower?
abilities. I know
that's
attunement and abilities, and then attunement. You should somewhere like have an option to pick an element. And then by picking the element or seeing the element, you can see like what skills they have.
What does everybody have? I should probably have one that doesn't have that.
I have the water. Isn't there a way to?
Took fire.
Oh, there we go.
Anna, because you like using bows, wind is probably the best for you to take.
Okay.
It has a very high crit chance build that you can go. It's pretty versatile, and
You said wind.
yeah, wind is quite good.
Do I just click on the first little box when I go in there? Or... Oh yeah, I got it. I think. Yep, there he is. Okay. I got my little bird.
There we go.
My little bird.
2, 2. Okay. Yeah. You're going with wind. Wind apparently is good for archery. So.
I
just
have
thought.
a bow on me. So
Oh, there you
that
go.
makes sense.
Do you have arrows?
I have I have 9 glowstone arrows and 5 sharpstone arrows.
Okay.
Probably need more.
Did you sharpen them?
I'm not. Shut up.
I'm sitting here just like, don't laugh, don't laugh, do not laugh, do not laugh, do not laugh.
What?
I was committed to the joke.
There we go. Look at that. No stamina loss. Instant regeneration. Oh, dude. Water spirit is so OP. This earth spirit's gonna have to jump through some hoops to get my vote. That's all I'm saying. Need to find some explosives.
I don't even know what I'm doing.
What level are you?
I have to craft. I have some things it's telling me to do, like craft a corruption resistant tonic at a campfire.
Yeah, do all that.
Stuff like that. Okay.
Oh.
Yeah, what
Yes.
level am I? Hold on. Where does it say that?
K?
5.
Oof. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine, yeah.
That is the saddest I've ever heard in my life.
You're fine, yeah. You're just slightly behind us, you know, just a little bit.
Workable, workable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bro, when I was
You guys,
watching
so it's
Pony
always
on here
workable.
earlier, or the other day, she was going so fast. The key is you just knock them. Oh, run. Oop, what's that one? Oop, oop,
Oh,
back.
here we go. Campfire. So I have to make corruption resistant tonic.
So fast. Let's go.
What the hell is defeat the construct? What is that shit?
Isn't that the golem things?
Yeah, it's like the first golem. She's on
Okay.
that very first.
Gotta get that ring trinket. Which ring trinket? Oh,
The faster movement. The what is the
Oh, I
one with the
just-
pearl? I think you have to get it from giant clam.
shimmering ring? Or is it a different ring?
I think it might be shimmering. There's an earth
Volatile gland.
one and a water one.
Nice.
The water one's quite good.
Defeat the construct. I don't even know what the
Oh.
fuck that is.
I don't think the water would bother me in this, but it might. It will. Do you get like seasick? Bro, you're not gonna like Brokon.
Are we actually doing that?
Probably, yeah. That's the most likely as of right now.
Okay. I just need to know so I can.
Due to holidays, it's been back up for stuff, but
For planning.
yeah. Alright, we got volatiles.
Okay, you found him.
Yeah. I just it's so
Whoa.
cool when you have the water spirit. You just literally just can swim right up and boop them on the nose and swim away.
Defeat
Or you
the
can even
construct.
do it with
What
your
is that?
surfboard. Hey yo,
Like-
excuse me.
Like a beat boop.
You do. Oh, it wasn't
What
fast
is
enough.
defeat the construct? What? Somebody help me. So confused.
Constructs. So those are things made up in our mind.
No, it's that Zach.
Oh my god. I just blew up one of these mines into a shark's face. That was awesome. Well, come on, guy. You feeling froggy? Let's go. I got a new spear and I'm ready to try it out.
And on the map, you will see it.
Yeah, what a difference.
Oh, 'cause
Okay, are
you're in
tho-
the first. You're in the second area now. Is the problem? Yeah, you would want to go back to the first area, but they're gonna.
Oh,
Back by popular
I have
demand.
to go back to the.
Yeah,
I
you
read
go
that as
through that.
tapeworm sanctuary. My God,
Wow.
the map.
Tapeworm
Yeah.
sanctuary?
It's not. It's time. It's time worn sanctuary, but I
ring.
read it as tapeworm.
So shimmering ring
Right.
does make you fast.
Let me go back to the other area.
Deep water. Oh shit! So you're like afraid of deep water. Ooh.
Oh.
What if it's on a fancy schmancy ship and you're drunk?
What's it? Yeah. What if it?
Does that matter?
You're
may-
drunk.
Now you go north to the sunken ruins, Anna. There should be a construct there,
Okay.
and it's gonna be a giant golem. You picked up armor and other stuff, right? You're not like.
She got
Yeah, I
she
picked
got
up
my
mine.
old one, yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I wasn't hearing the. Yeah.
This thing always tries to make me like go past the second area, so. Go. Yeah, where do we get the skateboard for the land option?
Oh, Lila has the thalassophobia. Yeah, the deep water. I mean, to be fair, I don't like it
Thalassophobia?
either.
Oh, thalassophobia.
Phobia. Yeah, it's that like.
Alice.
I was like, I didn't hear phallus, but okay.
Oh,
I was saying underwater
glad-
means
I'm glad-
where am I
before.
going?
I'm glad I wasn't the only one.
Yeah,
Say
you,
that
did you
again,
play
Ina,
Sea
where
of
am I going?
Thieves?
No.
No, Lyle. Sorry.
Oh, Lyle. Sorry.
The phallus.
Ina, where'd you say to go? The what,
To the
where am
north, there's a
Okay, I need to fix that.
That's
the sunken ruins.
sunken ruins. Okay. Let me put a little marker so I know where I'm going. Wait, can I do a marker?
Hopefully that's not a problem.
No.
Look at that one. That one's not even on the ship. That one's literally just floating in midair. That's fine. The new model. Yeah, good enough. All right. You guys ready to boat it up?
Just about.
Oh, damn it. Oh, we should definitely bring those glyphs.
Yeah.
I'm gonna throw them in the chest.
Just so we have some.
Yeah. Got a good amount of them.
Okay.
Oh, I need a repair kit.
What's going on, Anna?
Alright, I'm trying to get my boat over there.
You have a boat?
Yeah, Anna.
Yeah.
Well, no, Anna's trying to.
Oh wait, do you even have a skimmer yet?
I do.
She's got to kill the first construct. That's what she's trying to do.
Oh god, I can't steer for shit. Oh my god, girl, go faster.
Right. Just don't linger in the deep. We'll always linger in the deep.
That's Zach's
I
favorite
didn't know you.
pastime.
I didn't know you knew I called her that. That's crazy. Everybody knows, I guess.
Oh, weirdo.
Here, I'll go help you over there. We can do some stuff.
Wow,
Teleport
this
to the
boat is
first
going
sled.
so slow. God, I could have swam faster. Holy shit.
You may not have the sail out all the way if that's the case.
Oh my god. Do I not?
She's like in neutral.
No, I do.
Hey, that was the start of the barge I was gonna make. We'll get there. Let's go super fast. Man, you are so much faster now. Oh, actually, that is an upgrade because of the water spirit. It does make me faster also. Like my skimming speed has gone up in general.
Yeah.
And I love it.
Oh no. Oh no, I just abandoned my ship in the crash.
I am Moana.
Moana would be so embarrassed to watch me do
Oh
this.
man, this is like it's just you could sing any Disney princess song. Wait, where'd you go? Okay, there you are. Hey, you.
Aw, you have a cool thing. This
Yeah.
stupid ass boat.
What? That's just me. That's my like power. Whoa, where are you going?
know.
Your boat is gonna run into the wall, dude.
Oh, I know. How
Here,
do I
you want-
stop it?
Do you want me to? So you just go in
Oh, wait.
reverse. So the opposite of forward.
How do
So
I park
S.
it?
So you want to make sure like that you can see the sail go up and down. You just gotta have to feel it out to when it's stopped or it's not. At least that's how I go. But it's stopped now. Do you need to go here? Or you need to go
I need
over
to-
there, right?
Enot said to use this thing right ahead of us.
Yeah, the
Okay.
The sunken ruins.
All right. I'll hold the sail. You can steer if you want. Oh, okay.
Oh,
Or
can we
where
just
you're
go in
parking
there?
at. Yeah, that's fine too.
Okay, just park it.
yeah. I've never seen someone take the lives in their hands that fast.
You know what?
Just learning.
What?
It's this building?
Speak glad I don't practice moves in this way.
In fact, they added sharks that spawned on top of you last time I played Sea of
These
Thieves.
bombs?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. That's where we get the Viatal stuff. Yeah, how do we get in here? Are we sure this is here?
Yeah, remember you swim down from the island area.
Oh, like underwater?
Yeah, you have to swim underwater to get into it. Where all the...
Oh, yeah, I see.
Oh, this
I
might
killed
not
it! Yay! Woohoo! Go me!
be the right one.
All right. Going
How do I
down,
get in here?
down. You're going where I'm
I
at,
thought
and
that
you're going to
was-
swim down.
I can't see you.
Swim across on the other side of the water.
Yeah, it's probably a good thing that she's doing it, because...
Did you just
That's
explode
like-
something?
I did. With my under the water fire. Hey, here I am. You might need to go up for air at some point.
Yeah.
So, like, do you see,
I-
like, where those, like, little lights are down below? There's a
Yeah.
passageway up here to the left.
Alright.
So I'm gonna go up for some air. Yeah.
Ooh,
Ah.
not in front of this thing. Oh my god.
Man, imagine being able to hold your breath that long.
There's people who do it.
No, for sure. I think it was like 7 minutes was the record for. I don't know if it still is or not.
My
like
I get very
open water free
claustrophobic
free dive.
Like with going underwater, I get very claustrophobic. Like I don't think I would do well with diving. Like snorkeling I've done, but diving with like a tank and everything and scares me.
I think
don't like-
exciting. I would love to do
I don't-
it.
I mean, my mom did it and she's like me. So she was like, I think if you learned you could do it. She likes to dive, but
Yeah. I mean, you start off slow in a pool. Oh, is this not an area?
Yeah.
to go up on? I can hold my breath extra long, comrade.
full stone in here.
You learn to hold breath very long if you live with my wife's cooking. It's the only way you can eat. Can you have sex with mermaids? Well, anything is possible. honestly.
Yeah, but
How
where
bad
do
do
you
you
put it?
want it?
Where's the
What?
hole?
Bro, you think they come with one? Like, you don't have one hole. So if you're
I
only
know.
taking away one, like...
You hole?
Damn. Wow.
29 minutes? Holy shit. Wait, is this open diving?
Wow.
Is that a thing? Or is it just,
Free diving,
damn?
yeah. Or are you frozen in time? Like,
Like, are you just laying there? Or
is this the guy I fight?
20, yeah, you gotta activate it.
Trial? Oh god.
Activate. Also, thank you for the follow. Gideo. Gitio? Alright, here we go. We're gonna fight him. He's not attackable yet. He has to
No.
stand up. Yeah, I know. It's
Damn it.
29 minutes. Alright, now he's attackable.
Ugh.
That's crazy.
Am I missing him? Damn, bro. We wrecked his day. Good job.
did.
You did good.
Thanks.
There's a
Thanks.
chest right here.
Cool. Okay.
Alrighty.
Oh, I feel bad. He's sad.
Nah, he's not sad. He's honored. That's why he's
Sorry.
taking a knee.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, he's got arthritis too, but... Alright, so if you come over here... Do you have a glider?
Fibromyalgia. Oh boy. Alright.
Alright, well, you're in the water now. I mean, you go over
You
here.
got a
It's your ship.
glider? Yeah.
Your ship's over
Glided my
here.
ass into this water.
Yeah, right? That was a smooth glide. That was a smooth glide. I feel like the dunk in the water is so much more exaggerated right now.
It
But-
really is.
Reminder, guys. Yeah, we got the new spirit. Look at my little guy right here. He makes me heal in the water, so I can just jump in the water and chill, which is awesome.
I have a
Better
bird. I don't know what he does.
breathing. You have the bird, the air. Yeah, I don't know what the air does. Besides, I think again, it's really good for like
You know what would have been
arrows.
good if my bird helped me sail.
So Spirit Stone can do that. We'll get it when we go back. I'll build it on here. I think it controls the sail for you, or yeah, like the sail.
Wait, it says defeat the construct, and I didn't get the thing.
Did you
didn't work.
not beat the construct? You did.
I know.
Bum bum ba dum
Why is it
bum.
not saying I did it? That's really upsetting.
There's 3 of them, maybe. That's
It
why.
says 0 out of 1. No, it says to defeat the construct, 0 out of 1.
Deep.
Is it because you helped me?
No, it shouldn't do that at all.
You're not.
You had the last hit.
It's muted.
Did you attack it at all, Anna?
Yes.
Yeah. She beat it. Like she had the last hit and everything. I mean, we can try this one
Okay.
if I can ping it.
I mean, you should be able to go back into the same one. Construct. I mean, unless I'm like remembering the.
Was that not the construct then? Yeah.
Can't
Maybe that
ping.
wasn't
Oh,
the
there we go.
construct.
Ping? I want to ping over here. Whatever.
I thought that was the construct.
North. We go north. Full sail ahead. Oh. We're being attacked. One hit. Let's go. Shouldn't attacked my ship. Her ship. A ship. Fuck off.
ship.
E-ship. E-Harmony. Let's go. Why is this going so slow? Full shit.
I
Full
told you.
sail ahead. Oh, hey, watch out.
Ow.
Yeah. Yeah. We. See, I learned how to sail solo from the earlier early access before the new ship upgrades and stuff. So I was able to maneuver a little bit. Yeah, glide rhymes with dive. Exactly. Exactly. If you say it
It's Carrie.
differently. Something floating there, and I don't know if it will pick it up if we drive over it. Did you
Got
get it? Nice. What was it?
Corruption cleansing tonic.
What? Oh, that's cool. That's so random. I don't know why I was just in the middle of the water, but that's cool. All right, so there should be a construct, I think, coming up
I
ahead.
wonder if we left that there for some time long past.
Probably.
Yeah, right? That'd be hilarious. Well, you know what? You can't say it doesn't hold up well.
Thank you.
Bless you.
Thank you. Thank you, sir.
This thing's on 15 health, so like if we hit too hard of a gust of wind,
yeah.
we're going down.
Come on, town.
Be fine.
You know, how was Christmas for your kiddos?
Oh,
That's
don't attack us.
fantastic.
Aw.
Hard
Good
left.
time.
I don't even see your little spirit guy. Oh, there he is. Yeah, he's flying.
He's behind
See
us.
ya.
He's with your guy.
Yeah. I'm trying to catch up.
Yeah.
All right, so it's that area up there.
I hope this is
Got,
a construct.
Yeah. Reduced speed. Whoops. Good thing I can just heal myself in the water.
Yeah, lucky.
Ah, you too can have this special ability if you picked water as well.
You told me to pick air.
I did?
Enoch did.
Ah.
But that works for me because I like doing the archery.
I was gonna say, that wouldn't make any sense. You don't listen to anything I say.
Sorry.
I'm not of the chosen.
You're blocking me again. Oh, sorry.
Zach.
Huh?
Zach. Hey, bro,
Yeah.
check your messages.
Bro, that was practically check your tone right there. What do you mean? Oh, dude, I am wrecking it. There's so many of these guys out here. Let's go. We're getting so many bones. I'm running
But I
out
did
of
save
air
you
though.
some.
Oh, okay. Give me one sec, because I am under the water. I might run out of air. We'll find out. Not looking too good,
Next
Scoob.
episode.
Good thing I got water spirit powers. Ooh, a strand. Take that. I know I don't really have much time, but that's okay. I like to live dangerously. Ooh. Fantastic. We did it. I crit 1,000 damage with wind though. Holy shit, dude.
Yeah.
Really? That's
wind is-
crazy.
The
What is
true
this?
shot to be able to charge your bow faster is phenomenal.
What a douche.
Who's T Madison?
That's my buddy.
Oh, okay.
Who's Team Madison? Ow! What? Ugh. Little bastard.
That's what I.
Did you do the trial already?
Jeez.
No, it's doing it right now. I have to
What
like
do you-
ignite with balls or some shit.
Ignite the balls. Oh, there was one down below too.
Oh, I don't know. Now I'm confused.
Now I'm
don't know what I'm
doing
supposed to be
just
doing,
fine.
actually.
Now I gotta keep on because I want it all. All right, you gotta
Yeah,
ignite the balls. There's one down
I don't
here.
know. I'm confused what I need to be doing, actually.
Oh,
Oh, no.
2
It
crystals
probably had a
remain.
check mark next to it.
I don't know if I did that or not.
I'm
2
so confused.
remain.
What are we supposed to do?
When do I have to pick wind, fire? If I spec an element, I have to pick wind or fire. Like you always pick either wind or fire. I usually pick
What am I
earth,
supposed to be doing?
honestly.
What am I doing? I don't know what I'm doing.
Fire
What's
is
this
always
trial?
fun, but
I'm so
Anna.
confused.
Anna, what does it tell you that you need to do?
It doesn't say.
there's
So it
nothing on the
doesn't say
left-hand
anything on the
side.
side.
No.
It's gone. So now that you killed the construct, you don't have something.
Oh,
like
there's
kill the
another
construct.
orb. I mean, there's still orbs activated though. Like, did you
There's
get the
like-
one
it
all the
was
way
like,
up
go
here,
find
Anna?
some balls, and I didn't know what to do with it. Oh, maybe I didn't. No.
There's one like eventually. Let's see.
Like I was confused. Like
Yeah,
what
you
I
gotta
was supposed to
attack
do
'em.
with it.
You attack
Oh,
'em.
that's why. Okay, that's why.
But there's nothing being tracked anymore by.
Maybe. This wouldn't be
That's-
still going if it wasn't tracked. Yeah, it's completed.
Yeah.
There
Now
we
it's
go. Now it
completed,
says
yeah.
it's done.
Okay.
It's been unlocked. That's what I was
Unlock
like,
the
I'm supposed to do
door.
some
Come down here.
balls.
I wouldn't do what I did though.
Oh,
You don't.
ow!
Oh man, that's
A little late
hilarious.
on the advice.
I'm not much of an earth or water person. You know what's funny? Every time I get like any of those surveys, I always get water. Always. There you go. There's the fella. And it's something in that chest.
Is
You don't
he
have to,
dead?
he's good. He's
Oh.
chill. I mean, these guys aren't technically our enemies. They're just like, this is their job.
Yeah, it's.
You
This
know,
can't be
like-
the construct because it's saying I didn't complete the construct. Sorry, dude, for the.
Wait, you didn't finish it?
It says defeat the con. This can't be the construct.
Okay.
That's what we kept asking you. Was there still something on the side that was telling
Yeah,
you? that
on
you
the
had to
right-hand
defeat the
side,
construct?
Yeah, it says defeat the construct 0 out of 1. So this can't be the construct. It must be something else. Let me Google it.
Yeah, that's a good call. Sundays are kind of rough. Don't worry. I mean, this is a random Sunday stream. Like, this is something I'm normally gonna do. I actually picked this time because I didn't want to like go into Joe's time, and it's like, oh, and then he's going early. I was like, well,
his
shit.
birthday.
Yeah. I was like, shit.
Yeah,
So I was like,
it's
we'll raid on over to him afterwards. That was the plan, but it's his birthday. God, I forgot he's literally the same age as me. I thought he was
He's
like,
33.
thought he was so much younger. The
Are you
longest time.
33?
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
are? Oh,
Yeah.
I thought you were older than. I thought you were 36.
Oh. Why? why?
just- yeah,
why
you
did you
just-
think that?
Because you just give off like I don't know, like mature wisdom-y vibes.
Is it the hairline?
No, Zach.
Damn, bro. She just called you old. That
I
is
know.
rude.
That's what I'm saying. It's like, wow. Damn. It's fine. I call Wifebot old all the time. Oh, you know what? Maybe it's this fallen sanctuary here. There's a primordial
No.
trial, or
You guys are in the
Yeah,
Forgotten Ruins. It's
did you-
down
did
in
you-
the Sunken Ruins.
we
I'm
were
still
just over
working
there.
on
That was the first one we did. And then this is the second one we just did over here. Anna is complimenting us too much. Too much? I don't know about
That's not true.
T. Madison. Who are you? What are you doing over there?
Okay. You good with me pulling them up?
Oh, confused.
In Discord? Oh yeah.
What up,
Yeah.
Thomas? You're on stream.
Yo, what up, dude?
What up?
Hello?
Hello.
Hello. It was like, who's T. Madison running around?
Oh, at the top, a gigantic stone golem that you must defeat to clear. Yeah, that's what we did.
On the top? Well, I mean, there's this area here that
Near
looks.
the kneeling construct to fight. Confronting the construct, fighting a crowd. Dude, we just did that. Why?
Yeah, but I think you're at the wrong one.
I'm at the wrong one.
Maybe she needs to do the
Story
second
of my
ones,
life.
like the second area ones.
Yeah.
she's only level 5 though.
What other
No,
constructs
not
are
the second
there?
area ones. Like she has to do that area.
Like
The
this
first area?
in here. Yeah,
Yeah,
where's
the
the
one
first
that I was-
construct?
She has to go back to the one that I was saying that you guys had done, but it has to try killing that one again. And maybe
The
not
Sunken
dropping
Ruins
out.
one?
Yeah. and
Why?
Maybe not jump out the window too early, kind of thing, and see if that.
No, dude, everything was done though. Because remember, we've done it so many times. That one we like
Yeah.
farmed so much.
But she hasn't killed him yet, technically.
She did.
No, I'm saying like have her do it again.
Okay.
Because it's not one of the
Alright.
others. It should be that one.
Woo!
All right. There's so many check marks.
Story of my life.
Story of your life.
Chilly. Negative 24% stamina regenerate. Great. Ow, the stupid fish.
Get bit by the fish.
Fight it back.
Attacked me.
And you're sure it's not like the Primordial Trials?
I mean, based off what she's saying, it doesn't sound like it's.
It just says defeat the construct, 0 out of 1.
Later, loser.
And it's definitely the.
Yo, the eyes glow at night. That's so cool. Did you see your guy's face? Enoch?
No. They glow. The green glows at night.
Yeah.
Oh, that's sick.
Uh-oh.
I'm gonna let you
Uh-oh.
steer.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Steer. Well,
Hold on, we're reversing real quick. Should stay in reverse.
Well, I'm always nice. What are you talking about?
Alright, do you want to hit that
No.
sail forward a bit? Or a ton?
How do you do that?
You just hit, like, get over to it. Whatever
Hit
the,
E?
I guess E, and then,
It's a sail.
and then, for you, W?
Oh, boat controls. Wait. Show boat controls?
I think it's just W. It's forward.
It's just W.
Yep. And then
Yeah.
lowering it is S.
Yeah.
Which if you lower it back enough, then it's reverse. Man, this is so slow.
I know.
That's crazy.
That's
You have a
cool.
skimmer though, right?
No.
Oh, you don't? Okay. Do you
No,
have
I
it
have
unlocked
nothing.
yet?
Bro, I don't know.
All right, go to K.
I gotta check.
Like,
I
yeah.
don't know what I have unlocked.
Like, I mean,
Look
jump
at
in
your
the water
knowledge
and
tree.
Hit,
Oh,
and hit,
I gotta. Which one?
just
Here,
jump in the water and
unlock
hit
it.
C.
Yay, I unlocked it. Just-
There we go.
Yes.
How do you like this game so far? I like it a lot. We played it before and we're playing it back again. They've had the updates, so like the boats have more, the spirits have more. I like the building. In our first area, there's a giant stairwell that goes up to nothing, and it's great.
Yes.
It's a metaphor. It's a metaphor about society and such. Also, really good diving board. All right, I think at level 10 is when you'll get glider. But yeah, the server could have up to 10 people. So
Yeah.
it could be something that if friends decide to play, it's on sale right now. Then we can have a bunch of people. The thing is, we all share a spirit totem, though, right? Is that how it works?
Yeah.
Okay. You're going with us.
I didn't think I had a choice.
Oh snap!
Ow!
Our boat is going. Oh no! It's dead. It's
well.
dead. Wait, hold on. I have
Wow, it
I have
really
a servicing
stinks.
glyph. I thought I did. Bro,
I thought
relax, homie. Hold on. I'm coming
You
for
gotta
you,
go down
boat.
to it.
I'm coming
It
for
like
you, bro.
it like drifted out of your range just a little too much.
Oh, maybe I don't have
Ow.
one.
What butthole?
All right, so it just says to surface, but it's like, nah, bro. You actually don't have one. Don't worry, buddy. I'll stay with you to the end. Yeah, we're gonna scrap you.
Zach's gonna hold his breath for. Oh my god, what is happening? Zach's gonna hold his breath for 27 minutes.
Bro, I don't even have the oxygen thing anymore. So I think I can live under here forever. I never have to come up. It's so much smoother. Thank you. Thank you. Yours was going a bit chonky, but you were at like 9 hours. You were rolling, so might have been a little too long there. Did you go underneath
We do
sunken
I'm
ruin?
going in.
we do run it off of a separate server though.
All right, let's try this again.
I
Not-
assume that
not
did-
on the computer. I think
Oh, okay.
Pony, I think you're running it's your game, isn't it, that people are connecting as opposed to like a server.
We
Like
can't
I
see.
yeah, and I'm nerdy.
We fancy like Applebee's. Alright, where are we going here? I'll get there and I'll already be dead. Good job. Look at that. I got to see the final hit. Alright,
And
so
saying I
it did,
still didn't do it.
maybe
Okay,
wait, he
you
might
have to
give me
hang around.
something.
Yeah, you need to actually
Make sure there's nothing in the chest here.
make sure you check the chest and make sure that he doesn't have an interact.
No mermaid
Okay.
sex, bro. You think these luscious legs of mine right here, I'm just gonna give up to any mermaid? No.
Yeah.
Alright.
It's not doing it. There's nothing else I can do.
He isn't really. Yeah, he isn't doing anything.
It just it's still showing that I didn't defeat it.
Okay, then you have to untrack the quest basically.
I think. Have you have never made? Shattered Ruins. That one. That is one. That wasn't the first.
So weird.
Not Fallen Sanctuary, maybe. Let's try that. We're not
I mean,
that far from it.
I don't think that she has to kill like one of the random.
I like the shirt. Thank you, Scooper.
Random
We're
constructs.
going east. We're going.
You know, like the random things, Zach. The rock monsters. Like it's not like one of those, is it?
No.
Like the simple.
No, it's
you know, like the
showing.
real
It's
simple
showing
ones.
this one. It was supposed to be this.
It was supposed to be that. There was like a marker
I think
or
so.
something.
No.
Okay.
Is there a marker?
Damn,
No.
she's just making shit up at this point.
Bro, are you
Dude, I
high?
don't know. I should be. Dude, you know.
All right, I'm going west to the
Oh,
ping
it
I
says
did up west.
Primordial Trial. Is that it?
That's the one I pinged.
Oh, that's probably why I'm seeing.
So okay, so okay, the cross, the check, like the lowercase t, the D-pad looking thing. That's stuff that we put on there. Like that's
Yeah.
not the game. That was us.
That was us. So it says that you have everything else in it complete. It's just that last step is saying
Yeah.
zero out of one. Okay. Yeah.
Oh, I missed.
A shard of the Elder Spirit from the construct. You can also loot a construct's gift from a chest that will appear after you defeat it. Okay, yeah, I did all that.
Also, welcome it,
I
Scooper.
got that. Am I supposed to like open it or something?
Did you not open the chest?
No, I opened the chest. I got a construct gift.
Like the circle
Okay,
thing.
I
yeah,
have-
so definitely it's a
yeah.
construct. So,
So yeah, it's just I think it's just broken for whatever reason. This
Maybe you gotta hit the other one. There's 3 in that area.
It
I'm
only
thinking
says
that
one,
maybe
though.
it has to. Maybe it just has to. No, Zach's saying like maybe you have to kill one of the other ones in the area.
Oh wait, no, it says it's completed.
Ooh,
Oh
what
my
is this?
goodness.
Hold on.
Oh.
Well,
No. Oh no.
This- yeah.
An Echo's journey is Groot. Oh, it's Groot.
skimmer.
Groot. I don't know.
Let's go. Ooh, I'm fast. I like this. Oh my god, what is going on? Oh, what is going on?
Yeah. Yeah, that one you go real fast.
Yeah, but like, dude, it has me. It like just glitched
Like, it
like
makes you go like
crazy.
sideways. Yeah. Yeah, the controls
Like
go
the
funky.
the mines didn't like load in just yet or something.
Ow. Ow.
Nope. Here we go. Oh, I'm so fast. Still got 24 seconds. Easy. Look at that. Ooh, look at that. Ah, what a stop. Going to the Olympics. Give me that. I don't even need it, but I want it. Collect.
No, you want to collect all these
I did.
because each of the spirits needs one of those to get.
Yeah,
to
it's my
advance.
little. It's for my turtle. It looks like.
It's for my
Wanna-
turtle.
It looks like it's a turtle statue. Because then there's a water statue around. For the primordials. Let's try that one. I guess these. Yeah, I don't think we've done these yet since the update.
No, I went and did those because remember the one that you did wasn't available, so I went back to the first zone and did those because they were available to do, and they gave me the primordial pieces that I needed. And then at the skill tree when you're at the altar.
Mm-hmm. At the altar, bro. Sorry, I'm married. But,
Sorry. Yeah.
I appreciate that.
Not you flying by me on your fucking board, bro.
Yeah, now I'm powered up. Let's go. I also
gotta
don't eat
show
any
you.
food until I actually do any like fighting. If I'm just roaming around, I'm at bare minimum health. Always have the food, just don't eat it. It's the diet of the 2000s right there. Have the food, just don't eat it.
Yeah.
I am Moana. Yeah, also guys, this is still on sale. So it's like 20 bucks right now on the winter sale on Steam. It's early access, so there's still gonna be more stuff added, more biomes. They did the ship update, the spirit update. A fun game. Beautiful to watch too. See, Pony doesn't sleep when normal people sleep, so she's up and streaming when I wake up, so like I have somebody to watch. Pretty tight. She's
You know
been playing
what's
this.
interesting, too, with the sale is like what you get for like. I know a lot of times when you buy an early access game, you're like, oh, I'm probably not going to get a lot of
I
content.
don't know what that was.
Oh,
I
this is an
definitely feel like in
escort.
this, there's a ton of content. Yeah, have fun.
Yeah, this is that one you were saying. Oh my god, is it really this slow?
Yeah, and you have
What
to
is
stay next to
this?
it.
Oh,
That is my one legitimate complaint. And maybe it's not legitimate, but it's my complaint.
yeah.
That's
These are
awesome.
boring because we're just so fast. You know, like it's just too slow.
Yeah.
Got a sword. Man, I really do look like Casey Jones from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Yeah. If you are away from the wisp for too long, does it stop? Yeah, I guess we won't find out.
Yeah. I mean, does it end? I don't know. You have a. I don't even know if you have a timer on this one. I think you just have to escort it.
There we go. Slow and steady. Yeah, Spencer me. Oh,
Censor you.
Whoop.
Subscribe.
Let's go. We're cascaded up. Oh, you just hit your friend? That's crazy. Yo.
Oh my goodness, dude! I keep doing this. Keep hitting the.
Right here, little guy. Not going nowhere. Don't worry, kitten. I'll stay by your side. As your benevolent protector, I will keep you safe with my strong, rippling biceps and grip of a real man who has learned a battle.
Jeez.
I studied the sword and the heart.
Whoop.
Bro, why would you walk directly into this rock and then make a hard left? You couldn't have just went straight this way? That's crazy. Dude, what are you, like, snake coating? Why are you going in that? Don't go in that water. Oh, no. Wow, that distance is kind of wild.
Yeah. It's a very, very close. It's a handhold escort.
I will say, though, I do like this. Yeah, the mermaids better watch out. But Daddy, I love him. Haven't heard that one before, kitten. I love it, bro. I can go full berserker mode and like kind of dodge every now and then, but I'm just constantly getting healed. I love it. I'm unkillable. Oh, we're at the statue. Of course it's the turtle one. That makes so much more sense now that it's so slow. Because it's a fucking turtle. Oh, that makes so much sense. Good for you. Thank you. Alright, I can power up the turtle when I want to.
Yeah, excellent.
I think I hit them all in this. There's what, just 2 in this area? Or there's 3?
Just 2. 2 in the first area. The last area I don't know about. That's where to your point earlier. Let's
Oh yeah, that's right, because I did the glider one. That one was, oh, that one sucked. I hated that one. It was not a good time. All right, I need to teleport. Oh. We got a ways to go. Pony, how many people did you guys have in your server? Seemed like you had a good amount of people going in and out. Also, welcome in, Clark. I acknowledge the nice shirt, but I don't know if I said hi. Laurel. Almost there, like 8. Damn. You almost had you had a full house. Solid. Your pewter hated it. Oh yeah. That's what I think Enoch was saying, like how it was just running directly off of yours. There ain't no way Mike could do that. Any whales in here? Just your mom.
I knew that was coming. I knew it.
Oh man. Anyways, sorry, what were we saying? It's just you know, you gotta have to look at the shirt. You look at my shirt, look at the backwards hat. You know I can't not say that. You know. Oh, there are the stairs. Look at that. It took a little bit to render in, but they're there.
By the way, Thomas, you can take the teleporter to the second area. There's stuff in chests.
Yeah, and third.
Oh, cool.
And third. We got Twee.
I was trying to figure out how to travel to the Ancient's Rest.
Rest.
That
Oh,
looks a
that's
little-
just below. Yeah. Do you have a skimmer yet?
No.
Ah. I mean, you could just sail with the ship, technically.
Yeah, take one of the boats.
Sail away,
Okay.
sail away, sail away.
Unless all the boats are gone.
No, there's a boat there and there's one half built. I didn't.
Yeah, take the built one. Go for it. You break it, you buy it.
That's my
Yeah.
fear.
Ah, whatever. They're literally like the regular boats are like nothing to build. I broke Anna's, so you know.
It's alright.
I
I'm used
mean,
to
but
Zach breaking my shit.
but did you really
What's
break
new?
it, or was it already kind of like half
It was,
when you got there?
Yeah.
He ran over a mine.
Yeah, I ran over several.
It had a ding
mines.
in it, and then he destroyed it.
Yeah, I had to make sure that I wanted to check the durability of them. Turns out they're not very durable. It's fine. We got the big boy in the second one just ready to go. We're gonna do it one day.
Zach, where are you going right now?
I'm going to very far away
Are we trying to do
the primordial trial just to make sure I got that one. I feel like I did, but I have no idea.
You can always check.
There's no check mark on them.
No. If you go to your the spirit anchor in town, that's where it shows up at the top when you're tuning to one of yours and you're doing the skill tree. It has primordial moat and primordial gate.
So I have 3 moats and no essences.
So have you spent a moat to unlock past level 5?
Yes.
Then you have all the moats.
So moat unlocks a gate. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
moat unlocks the primordial gate. So you've used 1 of your 4.
But I still need an essence. Expand a primordial essence. Yeah. I wonder where you get those.
That I have not seen yet, and that's where I was thinking further exploration.
Primordial trials found across Nera. Okay. So let me, I'm gonna still go to that one. Just see, maybe. So what are the bonus powers of air and fire? So fire, I don't know. Go ahead, Enot. Take this one. You have the fire.
Okay, so fire has 2 trees that you can go into, kind of 2 paths, and you can go back and forth, but the left-hand side is like damage reduction and just damage increase, and the right-hand side is more of spellcaster, so it's potency, so it increases your ability damage. And then it makes it so that your potency goes up if you've had 2 foods. You start, instead of using mana anymore, you become a blood mage and use life to provide fuel for your casting. But then you start, you have the ability
dying.
to catch things on fire.
You only have so much blood. That's the problem.
Yeah. So you can catch things on fire, and then that gives you health back, so you can kind of fuel your destruction. It's pretty cool. It's like a burn physical tree for melee kind of build, and then one that's for spellcaster.
So
really
lighting
no
things
polar
on
opposites.
so lighting things
But
on
lighting
fire
things on fire.
heals you.
Heals you, yeah.
Wow.
Or if things attack you, then they get ignited. So like if they attack you and ignite, then the damage you took they heal. I'd say one of the cool utility parts is you get to, and you can switch back and forth, but you can do imbuing master, which then to imbue things costs like half the amount, or you can do cooking mastery, feast of flames, which gives you a chance to double proc food. So
Yeah,
really,
that was
really-
that one that you said you paid 10 and you got 17 out of it.
yeah,
That's
so really
awesome.
useful. Wind gives you kind of like one that's kind of like utility with some carrying, a good amount of carrying capacity for each 25. So definitely kind of like a gathering.
Bro, it's a great
form,
perk. They all have
but-
really good perks.
But hand gathering, you can get additional resources from hand gathering. So speaking of, I'm going to do that right now for like gathering fiber. You'll gather a lot more instead of just the normal. And so like the one side's more kind of like gathering and like movement speed, flight speed kind of thing. And then the other is
You sound so excited talking about it.
Holy
But wait, there's more.
There's more.
There is. The other one gives you a massive amount of stamina, a bunch of like a nice amount of attack speed, and increases your critical hit chance immensely down the board. You can get the ability to charge your bow faster, shoot arrows. Like the arrow itself moves faster, and a fully charged shot with a bow deals more. I just all around amazing. And then you get the ability
I
to
did
shoot,
do this
not
one.
consume an arrow. It's pretty crazy. Things like when you mark a target, every time that you remark the target, it just takes a ton of damage. So that's a little Sky Laser. That guy's pretty good. I played around too much with Turtle. I think Turtle is kind of like the glider one. Similar types of bonuses for gathering, but more for when you're using tools. It's like tools
get out
don't
of my
go
way,
down
Rock.
as fast.
Get out of my way!
I definitely think Turtle is like more sorted for with the guard. You can get hit by stuff and things don't do as much damage to you.
Let's go! That last minute arrow!
Hell yeah, dude.
First
And then
run. I
water-
already received the receipt. Ah, lame. Makes me go through the whole trial just to be like, sorry, you already got the reward.
Yeah.
Go get off, bruh. Whatever. Whatever. What's your reward?
Yeah.
What is
I
the
really-
reforging ritual?
The what?
Reforging ritual.
Where?
They had like joining a
It
cult.
said Echo's duty, travel to ancient rest, complete the reforging ritual.
Oh, the spirit thing. You gotta like so you can get the water spirit probably. If you're going to the ancient ruins, that's where we had to like commune with the water spirit.
Yeah, I found that.
So you'll fight like a bunch of like guys, like a wave of stuff, and then you're friends with it.
Oh, commune with the. It's because we have the altar out here now.
Oh, is
I
that
need
it's
to get
taking you
the
there? Is that what it is?
Yeah, hang.
Oh yeah, then
Travel to him.
so it's a little like blue dragon looking thing
All right.
or
where you
water
at?
snake looking thing on the boardwalk area of the second platform or second
I'm at
headquarters.
Ancient's Rest.
And there's no spirit out there in the middle of it, like you've been into the center.
Yeah, you go inside the cave and there's a
Giant. There
Spirit.
should be a giant spirit. You can't talk to
hanging
it.
out there. Yeah, go up to it. Hold to interact.
And
And
then
get
add
two
that.
slashed, and then that's it. It added it to my little hotbar there.
It did? Then you're
Okay,
done.
yeah, you're good.
That's the reforging ritual.
Yeah, I guess because we already did it, you don't need to actually do the fight part of it.
Okay.
Which that, I don't know. I feel like you should be able to do the whole thing.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Maybe the spirit's afraid of my club.
Yeah.
Yeah, did you go to the spirit anchor? Do you have a spirit that's following you?
Yeah, little manta ray thing.
Yeah,
Okay.
let's go Team Water.
Yeah, I don't know why it's.
Man, look at this bad boy over here. Ready for the 7 Seas.
Bad boys,
go
bad
back to,
boys. What you gonna do?
Base here.
Okay, I'm coming over to you. I'll help you.
What am I rocking here? Stuff.
Getting him back to,
I don't know what I'm supposed to be
Mainland?
doing.
and then I'm coming back, Zach. We're gonna get on the boat.
I'm on a boat. On a boat. Everybody look at me, cause I'm sailing on a boat. Oh, we're in.
Son of a. Okay. I have to actually hit that guy.
You gonna put it all in here. I'm telling you.
Thomas, do me a favor. Check the little things on the sides. There's little hatches. See if there's a repair kit in those to repair the boat. You were looking at one.
Yeah. I see it.
Alright, cool. We got 15 cannonballs
There you
and
go.
4 fireballs. Anybody wants to start
grab-
some? Oh,
Grab another one. I didn't realize you grabbed the one that was almost broken. That might have been the only one that was in here too, though. Oh, whoops.
Yes, it was.
Okay.
there. Yeah, how cool is this upstairs? Am I right? Look at that fireplace.
Mhm.
Beautiful.
Dude, Zach, I forgot how fast the old big boat went, dude.
The old big boat?
Yeah, the old,
Trimaran?
the oh shit,
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. This looks like the with the double storage.
the double, yeah.
Bro, I love that they just hang out in like our little hideaway, right? Look at this water dragon leviathan-ish thing. Then you got bird. Can't wait for a giant turtle just to be hanging out. I'm so stoked.
So you went and talked to a giant spirit out there, is what you're saying?
Yeah.
Leggedly. There's anything we need, right? The water spirit. Or that tortoise. We're gonna need those ingots. Amberite. That was in the third area. Yeah, all these are in the third area.
Yeah. What do you need Amberite for?
For when we upgrade the spirit anchor.
Oh, I didn't even see what we needed for this last one.
Yeah, look. My parachute's doing it again. Oh, that's why. Oh, okay. So if I ever like go and parachute when I'm highlighted over food, it will. That's why it makes the food sound, and then it eats my food. That's so funny.
Oh.
I think it's just because the controller does double meaning for buttons depending on the situation.
Gotcha. Well, definitely did not mean to do that. Go ahead and steer us forward.
Where you going?
Now slow us down.
Oh, did you just get your skimmer,
Keep
Anna?
going. No,
I
keep going
did.
backwards, keep going backwards.
Nice. Hey, also too, if anybody wants the cool stone skimmer, that one you can get from Twitch drops, which I think are going right now.
Slow. Stop.
So just watch this stream.
Okay, don't go backwards.
Oh, you know what? Actually, I think I should have a new glider as well. I'm so fast now. I love it. Aren't I supposed to have? Which one? Which one? Thought I had a glider one. Yeah, there it is. Why is it not? Oh.
Ow.
Okay, alright. I need a pearl.
Is this the gateway over here?
Geez, what I was supposed to be doing. Oh god. Ow, that hurt.
I don't see anything else on it.
But yeah, that is the area to the next. That is to go to the next town. You can always go back. You can go back and forth. Do you do you have a skimmer board yet?
No.
Anna, how did you just get your skimmer board?
And
Was it
Alright.
level? You had to unlock it levels wise.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then it's
Okay.
in workbench.
My wife needs help with something, so I gotta step away.
Okay.
No worries.
Right. No mana. Two more cloth. Twee more. Perfect. What do we need to make cloth? What is this? Plant wax. Where did you find plant wax? Is that just like on the ground on regular
It's from
plants
the
with fibers?
Waxy, no, it's from the waxy seaweed.
From like, oh, under the water?
Yeah, bobble seaweed or something.
I guess I don't have this on mine.
Oh, that doesn't. There it is. I'm trying to do something to make sure everything's
Oh.
set up at the
It was a sale. That's what it was.
bone and nails.
No, it was a glider. Yeah. Infused stone skimmer recipe, Twitch sale, and infused stone glider recipe.
Where'd you get it from, Zach? It was from Twitch drops, wasn't it?
Yeah, the glider. I got the flare too, but
I'll look for it again later.
like so I have mine connected, but it only shows on Twitch just the 3. I don't even know how it says it drops. Oh yeah, here we go. Reconnected. So
Which bird pony? Pony was saying something was like a good bird or something.
Oh, she's saying about the fire one. Salamander.
Oh, the salamander thing? Yeah.
Yeah.
Salamander's amazing. Okay.
Purchase one new recurring or gift subscription to get the infused stone glider. That's what it is. Got it. Oh, here. There we go.
Algebraic!
I gifted Clark a sub. Give me the glider. Hell yeah. We're good. Now I got the glider.
It'll be repackaged to the bathroom.
Alright, let's see if it works. Stone glider. I might have to like exit out of the game. Alright, I'm gonna exit out real quick and then come back and see if that works. Okay.
Oh, whoops, I was muted. I got the flare, the sail, and the skimmer, but I don't have that other one that you just mentioned.
You need to sub or gift sub for that one. So I just gifted to Clark. It was the last person in here who was talking without a sub. Alright, I will be right back though. I need to use.
Good boy. Now give me a wolf. Woof. A wolf. Can I get a hiya? Good boy.
Work out and I eat all my protein and I take all my prayers and I drink all my water. They should be paying me to work out for being this so damn good. An absolute specimen. The cream of the crop, brother. The greatest. That was a bad one. The greatest there ever was lifting. I don't know why I went to Macho Man Randy Savage there, but that was CrossFit. CrossFit! Again! Damn it. Come with me. We have so much work to do. Rules of being natty. Your clothes are always cheaper because you're shopping at Baby Gap. Did you like the Bill Buy? The Arnold.
Oh my god.
The Arnold. To the back. Can you even see the back? There we go.
Okay.
Back.
Alright, let's see if I could make that. I don't know why it still won't make it.
Right, I'm back.
I'm back.
Probably just takes a little bit.
Thomas, do me a favor.
Probably get a couple hours. Jump in.
Zach stream.
What?
Click a link.
Uh-huh. Yeah, click the link that I sent.
What up, Eric? Welcome in, dude.
The one above that. It's got a picture of a
How
really
you
handsome
doing, dude?
guy, super buff, almost as good looking as me.
Psh, almost, bro. Not even close. What do you mean? You're giving me way too much credit.
Slightly, Thomas, slightly more muscular than me. Like,
Slightly.
just,
yeah. It was a close one.
it was a close
It
one.
was a close one. Yeah. All right, everybody, grab your shit. Let's get on this boat. Let's go get ourselves a turtle. Well, at least just get this
Thomas.
boat to the next one. We'll be able to fast travel over there. I just want us to do it together. As a
Yeah, I agree.
family.
I agree. I want to go together. Thomas, get on the boat, or take the.
You want to cook up some food real quick? We can throw it in the chest.
There should be food in the chest.
In the boat already?
There's 10 kebabs. Oh, I can put it in the boat.
Yeah,
That's a great place. Yeah, put it in the boat.
Chest in the boat. I like put an imbued chest on the boat, but also I think there are storage in the middle too. There is. It's a little beat up. Could use a repair too.
Herp. I fast traveled to where I was at.
Take the portal.
I know, I clicked at the location I was at.
Nice.
I was smart.
Gotcha. Yep.
Good. How have you been? I've been good, dude.
Somebody explain
been
the
chilling,
order of the
been
chest to me.
Playing more.
First
Working
chest
out a
is
little bit
one
more.
item, second
Ideally,
Which one's-
trying to get looking
which one's
real
one?
good for the Arnold on March.
Yep, from left to right, just
We
like
got more update on BroCon.
So
We don't have it
then
exact, but we
the
are
next
looking
chest
cruise.
is crafted like equipment and weapons, all that kind of stuff. Third
Dude, let's
chest
get
is
closer.
crafted trinkets.
Yeah, dude.
Then raw materials.
This is our
Crafted
humble abode
material.
right now. It's all functional. It's just a cover of the elements, and
other
then
raw killed for
this is our
material,
upstairs where we all lay our
and
heads
then potions. And
with our never-ending fire that doesn't burn hot. as you
Zach,
can-
I'm going to make us some potions of
Oh, this game is going
corruption
crazy
resistance.
right now.
Is it okay?
Yeah, it's just like the light going through.
Oh yeah,
Like
yeah.
the roof is like going in and out.
The lighting
Little
effects.
disco, yeah. All good. It's early I mean, honestly, for early access, I still think it's great. Given the water, which is like usually my biggest gripe for games, that messes mine up. This is a game that's only on the water.
Okay.
Wants
Question
to
is,
pass,
how
practice our
easy can
skills
you
of
get back
balance.
into this?
Into what?
Oh, it's pretty easy. Okay, I see. It's got the little things on the side to get in the boat.
Ah, yes.
Okay, so downstairs in the boat. That's what you're saying?
That chest, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. There's some food in there. Let me go grab the other food. And Thomas,
Okay.
the shrine that you might need to talk to is this one over here, the Ocean Shrine.
I'm gonna preload the cannons. Gonna be a shot in every single one of them, ready to go if need be. Oh, you can shoot
All right,
coconuts.
Anna,
Oh,
where's
not
Anna?
good. Anna,
Donde?
Anna,
Anna.
Anna. Oh, I think she said she went to the bathroom. Here.
No, she may have fallen in.
Ah, damn it, not again. So like her.
Talk to her about it.
All right, the
Okay.
cannons are stocked. This one.
Whoops, I did not mean to hit that button.
There we go. 4 shots, 5 shots. There's a few shots in each
6.
cannon. No big deal. What does stirring look like? Oh my god, that's gonna be super hard. Oh, it's gonna be a tight squeeze. I tell you what, that's gonna be a doozy. We're gonna have to
I'm
go
still
slow.
crafting some more, Zach, on the food front of things.
Fantastic. How was your Christmas, Eric? Did you get everything you wanted? Man, tell you what, I want this rock glider. Now that I know I can't have it, I want it more. Pearl.
Oh, that's the Mana Forge, huh?
I feel like we all should hold a glyph. Oh, I see you. You wanted a glow
Wait.
stick up.
Just a second. Okay, hang on. Got
Where
you,
is
Thomas.
Anna?
I got you. Thomas, in the second chest,
Yes,
because you don't have a skimmer yet, right?
correct.
Okay. There's armor. Make sure you grab the armor out of there if it's better than what you have. There's this basic skimmer in there, in the second chest.
I see.
What up, D?
Grab that and equip it, and grab a Pathfinder's trinket in the next chest over, and equip that in your trinket slots.
This is our boat, D. We're ready for battle. 3 sails. We're gonna go so fast.
I haven't advanced. I'm trying to get boat repair stuff too. So
What if? All right, that's. I got 3 kits in there. 2 kits.
3
excuse
and
me.
I cannot.
It's 2, maybe 1.
Never mind.
One of those numbers, at least.
it's the advanced ones or the regular?
I don't know.
Fair answer.
the answer, Luke. Ah, that's not where.
I'm gonna get us a few of the wax things.
I hope that's going the right way. Oh, it is not going the right way.
What are those? Oh, additional sales?
Yeah,
Hell
so
yeah.
I need wood, twine, and raw manana. So 10
Okay, I
wood,
got-
6 twine, and 10 raw. Gen raw.
Got plenty of the twine's in there.
Twine.
I put it in one of the.
I got
the
twine.
crafted-
Alright, I got it.
Crafted items chest. Yeah.
Raw mana and wood.
And Thomas, that worked out. You were able to equip all that.
Yeah.
Okay. And so now when you jump in the water, if you hit Z, you'll have a skimmer.
Nice.
That way, if you fall out of the boat or whatever while we go on this adventure,
Go that
we are
way.
going to depart for soon. Is that correct, Zach?
We are gonna depart so very soon.
Okay.
Especially if Anna comes back within this time of play. Eventually, maybe. Hopefully.
I can go. Should I go get more rock salt, or should I just come back? Because I'm out here close-ish to it.
What do you need rock salt for? I mean, if you, yeah, if you,
For the cooking.
the cooking, okay. Sure.
Okay.
Oh yeah, dude. No one's ever seen a 5-sailed ship before. They're not ready for this. Or I might be able to put 2 over here. Oh, that'd be wild. I always use more sails.
Are the regular clams the same as giant clams, or is the giant clam different? I don't know.
I think the giant clam is the one we get the pearls from.
I just don't know if I've seen a giant clam before.
No, if anything, I've seen a slightly larger clam, but that's about it. Slightly above average clam.
Yeah. Usually
that's
you
going
want
the
like
right
a
way.
fresh clam.
Whoa. Okay. Alright,
That's
yeah,
good
there we
there.
go. Go.
Oh, we need some. Here, I know what I need to get. Throw over here. Oh, this is regular wood. This is not even coral wood. Where's? I gotta travel up to the top of our.
Why does that look wrong? Yeah, it looks wrong. Is this too close? Put it there.
Yeah, I wonder if the proximity of them matters for.
They're not facing the right way. Man, it's super annoying. There we go. It's a me problem. Cool. Yeah, a 7-sailed ship. There's nothing we can't accomplish. Do they all go, though? That's the question.
All right, there we go. There's the answer.
Oh my god, I do! Neat. Welcome back, Anna. We're ready to set sail. Are you ready
Oh, what am I doing?
For a maiden
Yeah.
voyage.
Okay.
The cannons are balled up, so that's already good. If we can make more, that would actually be cool.
I did. In that second chest, I think there should be a couple of fire cannonballs and a couple of regular cannonballs.
If you did those earlier, I already put those on the ship. Or if it was recent, but no, I think I already put this on the ship. Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
And they're in the cannons now, so they're all ready to go. We're all Gucci, and it's under the water. Hello. All right, let's do this. I will do the rudder. Somebody wants to do the sails, and then we need 2 people on cannons. Let's see. We're gonna go out and make a hard left. Oh, what's going on? Did you shoot a can? All right. Don't do that. Why are we going backwards? Who hit the sail? Backwards.
My bad. I did not hit the sail. I hit the cannon.
I'm getting wood real quick because we needed coral wood for. They don't have gliders. Do you have a glider, Anna?
No.
Well, they're not leveled up enough for a glider yet. I believe.
They can equip it.
They can have one? Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, we can craft it for them. Dude, I'm up above looking down. That is the most menacing boat. There's so many sails.
Bro, this is not what you want to see in if you're in water world, this is not what you want to see.
Dude, that is the flotilla coming right at you. You are dead.
It's a slow drift because I think one of the sails is still going.
I found it.
You close the sail? Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. I think we should be able to go if we go here slow. The Floatzilla. Hell yeah. So ready for this.
Sorry, Zach, give me 1 second. Let me just wrap
All
it
right,
up
so
here.
also on the top we have the guiding spirit, which we don't need. I don't know what the tidal resonator does, but it's there. If you want to make some more tidal crystals, we can put them in the actually I can make those. I know how. Went on a little walk. Nice. How are your parents still there? Still visiting? Soon Anna's gonna be visiting. Oh no. When are you doing that? Like in January?
Yeah, the weekend of the 16th.
Oh damn. Okay.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, it's not that far. Maybe we could drive, but I think we're going to Orlando
Are you gonna be
that
going
weekend.
somewhere?
Yeah.
Nice.
They left on Friday. Nice. Time to party. All right, we got everybody. You not? Oh, there. Where you going?
Almost.
I think he's still making the gliders.
Yeah, I'm trying to make the gliders for these guys.
Shark wants to smoke. Nice. Oh, baby. And do you have the spirit power? Both of you guys, right?
I'm so excited.
Yes.
What?
Whatever.
I don't know what it does,
Spirit, it's F,
but-
like F key. You have like that.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. It makes you faster in the water. So like if I drop it, like here I am. It heals you guys, looks like. And like you're just faster skimming, you're faster at swimming. You can breathe it longer underwater. It's just a great get around one. And you look like the Avatar.
Woo woo.
You don't even have a skimboard either, it's just your feet. All right, you ready, bro? A lot of waiting.
It gonna be worth.
Is it
A
though?
lot of, he's making gliders.
We're making. I gotta make the glider swarm.
We have a fast travel over there. You know that, right? We're literally going in the water. There's no point of the glider for this.
No, but once they get over there, they're gonna need the glider.
They just fast travel back.
No. For getting around on the island.
God. This is why I stopped playing Baldur's Gate.
Oh my goodness. Not even. So the wax is done. Okay, food's done. And come on. It's the, I literally am just waiting on this thing to cut these boards.
2 hours later.
What, the woodworking
Yeah.
station? Oh my god.
Yeah.
15 boards? Oh my god, we're gonna be here all day. Bro,
Almost
let's
done.
just go on the boat and have them fast travel back. It will be done then, and then it you know, some of us got some shit to put on a stream.
Nope, you're good. You're good. Thomas, come downstairs.
Trying to get out from underneath the boat. There we go.
All right, someone get the sails. I'll steer. Just a little forward on the sails. Nothing crazy. Nothing crazy. A little more. A little crazier. Just a little crazier.
Okay, look a minute. Grab the glider.
Oops, wrong button.
Wait, Thomas,
Oh.
down over here.
What was that?
Ah,
Oh, is that
In the
your...
box.
That was probably one of your powers.
yeah.
Glider.
Got it.
Where are we going? What's going on?
I have no idea. Are we? Did you not?
Oh,
Sailing
dude,
stone is
don't
active.
activate the stone.
Okay.
Sorry.
We just need a sail
I
to
did.
go forward. I don't know what's going on with the steering right now.
We're forward.
There we go.
Such a mess.
Holy cow, we're fast.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, you may want to swing wide.
I have, yeah. We'll be coming around the mountain.
I'm on a cannon.
Okay, Zach.
Yes.
Sailing stone's active.
Cool, now everybody can cannon it. I think I still need a steer.
So with the sailing stone active, it doesn't let you control the sails? No, not really.
No.
Okay.
What are we shooting?
Nothing right now.
If you see any ripples, I'm gonna try and get close to them, but like, thing is, we'll probably need somebody on the sail to stop us going.
You'll have to swing real wide for a lot of this stuff because
There's guys here.
yeah, but I mean
There's a
we're
shark
moving
to
so
our right.
fast. Oh,
Yeah, slow that down.
Whoops.
Shark
no,
to our
no,
right.
Just keep going. Oh, don't worry about the
I
shark.
mean, the whole point is to attack them. And we're not.
No,
we're
we got
not.
the serpents. We got the serpent. in
We're
the
not. We
deep.
can't. Yeah, we can't kill that thing, can we?
Yeah, we can. Yeah, absolutely, you can kill it.
Oh, well then, if we're going to the deep, I need to turn around.
No,
Unless there's a deep
go
in
straight.
between.
Yeah, there's deep to the next side.
Oh, okay. All right, cool. Full speed
Can
ahead
somebody
then.
revive me?
Oh, you're dead?
Where?
He's on the top
At the
left.
cannon.
Yeah. What happened?
What do you
I
need
may
to
have
do?
shot the cannon.
In to what?
Yourself up. Okay, you're up.
Myself.
Oh,
Make sure you eat food. Come
I don't
to
see
I
that.
didn't know that was
come to
possible.
this chest. Underneath. Oh. Whoa.
I am Moana.
Hey, Zach.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. That was perfect. That was exactly what I needed. I
Yeah.
was stuck. I was
We
stuck
might need to. Yeah,
outside.
we might need to move that chest. Might be a little too close to the steering. Oh shit! There's
you made
mines.
stuff. Yep. Nope. Don't go
Oh.
left. Don't go left.
No,
don't go
no, no,
left.
no! I got this. I got this. Just let me cook. Oh yeah, baby.
That was close.
There was one
Ugh.
skated through on the right.
Oh my
Yeah.
god. I watched it like I'm gonna die.
Now we're
Okay.
good. See, your boy is certified. Got that CDL license. That wasn't me. That actually got attacked. No, we got attacked.
Okay, these I'm using the advanced ones. Okay. Got us healed back up.
Yeah, that was definitely attacked. We need to go faster.
Thomas, did you eat food? Zach, you need to eat food too.
Yeah, I will. I will. When we
I
get
have eaten food.
when we get to the food eating
You should
places.
do it now. You should definitely do it now before we get into corruption. Someone fell off?
Did they?
Yep.
Oh damn.
Not me.
Oh, you're steering? Okay.
Yep, I'm steering. Cut us off.
Grab
don't
my
follow us.
hand. Oh, where are you going?
Coming back around.
Oh, there you go. Yeah,
There
yeah.
you go.
I'm gonna throw up.
There's a shark.
I'm gonna throw up.
I'm stuck inside the boat now.
Oh, yeah.
I'm on the shark.
Alright.
Oh, oopsie. Back.
There you go. You're out.
Keeping the
Okay,
boat
get on.
safe.
You have to jump off that and then jump on the back. Not being under it.
If you let go of steering, he can just get on by getting to the back of the boat and then clicking the steer option,
Jump on the.
and it'll teleport him up.
Yeah, he should.
But you
he
have to
needs
get
learn
off
how to
steering.
Get on a boat, but he needs to get
Oh, okay.
there.
Okay.
Well, if you say so.
Yeah, no one even needs to do the sails. That's crazy.
I'm on a boat. Yeah, because you can go forward and backwards with it now, which is awesome.
Okay, I'm jumping off so you can steer.
Boot it up. Into the corruption we go, boys and squirrels. Eat the shark. I did. That clam chowder was actually more shark chowder. For some reason I'm not healing, but that's fine. I got a lot of health. Alright, there we go. Onward. Wish we were a little bit faster, like by a ton. Oh, I think that tidal resonator will make us faster if we use a tidal stone.
I'll wait until we're in the corruption and then I'll hit it for us.
Yeah.
Kind of going back and forth. Do you have a route that you looked at the map to figure out where you're going through the reef?
Yeah, we're just no. I'm gonna go straight. Then I'm gonna go. Well, I'm gonna bank a little to the left, bank a little to the right, then a little to the left, right. Just a little back and forth.
Are you gonna skirt the outside? Are you skirting the outside, or are you going through the middle?
No, a little more outside. I'm gonna be going. I'm gonna be going here first.
Yeah. There, and then up through the middle, or are you gonna stay along the bottom?
I'm gonna stay along the bottom.
Okay. I'll wait until after you make the turn.
Yeah, coming up here.
Yeah, and then I'll activate the resonator.
Resonator. There we go. Those fish want that smoke. I wonder what it is that we do fight with these cannons. There's got to be a reason.
The deep.
The deep. Here we go.
Prison
What?
Anna
What did
having
you
a
just
prison
say?
name. Anna having a prison name.
Your
the
prison
most
name is the
audacious
Deep?
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was the
Okay,
communal
I'm hitting
prison
us with the
pocket.
crystal. Holy sh!
What?
Whoa.
We're flying
that's
now.
a lot faster than I thought.
Whoa.
Nice.
Holy.
Oh, you totally went
Something's haunting us.
backwards. Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
no, I did, but it's fine.
Yeah.
We're gonna be fine. We're gonna be so fine. This is gonna be
Should've-
more exciting.
Should've
We're gonna make a
saved it.
hard
no,
right.
That's what I was asking. No, don't make a hard.
What?
Just go through the middle.
All right.
Go straight to the lamp.
The lamp.
Oh, I'm.
Look at all these little rays underneath us, just speeding us along. Look, it's your little cousins. It's your little friends. That's so
The hell's
cool.
that
It
thing?
ended. That's the thing we're supposed to shoot.
Oh.
Attack! Oh snap! That thing knocked me out of
Hit
steering.
you.
Holy cow! Are you guys gonna shoot him?
See him. I
I'm
don't see him.
trying to
He's
see
he's
him.
below
He's
us
in
to the
front.
left. He's below us. He's on the left of us. I'm lining you up, baby. Lined up. No place to go.
What?
Oh, did you shoot us?
No, I'm shooting the damn thing.
Did it do anything?
No.
I don't know.
All right, let's turn off the sails. Let's chill here.
You
for a
turn
sec.
them off.
I gotta go turn the stone off.
Oh yeah, that. No, you don't.
Yeah, I do.
Owie.
You really don't.
Oh yeah, you're right. You're right. I did it.
Oh no. And now I'm out.
Oh, I don't have any ammo in this one.
Come here, you coward!
Oh, he's burning. But now he's hot.
Haha! You almost had me, but you didn't. Fool.
Whoever just fired that hit us.
Sorry.
Come back here, coward. Yeah, come for daddy. Ha ha ha! You thought, but you ate that guy, pal. You ate that guy, pal. Let's fucking go.
Out of marked. Oh, he's out of mark.
Oh.
Nice
That hit.
shot.
He's burning.
Fantastic shot. Yeah, let's go. Yeah, you thought the water was your ally. Ha ha ha.
I'm out of arrows.
You bring like 5?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I must have.
Come back
Yeah, we're
here.
fighting too close to. No, Zach, you're chasing into the light. It's gonna leave. Our corruption is gonna kill us here in a minute. By the way,
Stay in the light.
that doesn't help with corruption.
It lowers the corruption.
No,
It's supposed to.
no, it keeps the fish away.
Ah, I thought it kept the corruption at bay.
Keeps
Well,
the
it's
creature
back.
at bay.
So are we just gonna die then? Is that pretty much how that's gonna work?
Did someone turn off the title thing so that I can't control this? Fuck.
Yeah.
Coming to get you,
I'm
Zach.
using the.
Oh.
Nope.
I'm using the cannons right.
Okay, I'm stopping. I'm stopping.
Ah.
Yeah, you're
I
not.
think
you're
the
not,
front
you-
cannons hit the.
Yeah, the front
Oh,
cannons
he got me.
Hit the ship.
All right, we're good. I'm in.
Cannons hit the
I'm
ship.
in.
Oh, it's going down now. Oh, maybe you're right. Does it go down? Maybe if you have enough protection, it does.
Keeps the deep at bay. Yeah, I saw what it just
Mine
says.
is going down right now.
It's just going down. Dude, my thing is like
Yeah.
the game is glitching out on me right now.
Yeah, mine is.
It's going real chunky. I'm
lighting.
getting hurt.
It's the lighting effects. Get back on the boat. Get on.
Why am I losing health? Is it the?
Because the corruption.
Corruption.
That's what I'm
Oh, I
trying
thought
to
it said 50% health recovery. Oh, I guess negative. It means you're going down. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Bandage didn't work the first time. That's super neat. Just gonna keep bandaging until I die, I guess. Damn. Am I glowing? I think the glowing is because I'm dying. We're going into a wall? Ah, okay. We got this. We got this. Ain't nobody fucking with my click. Get out of here, stupid.
someone grab a repair thing out of the chest and start repairing the boat, please.
Word.
Oh, I think my game is crashing. Oh, okay. Nope. Wait.
Oh, this one's empty. Ah, shit, I'm off. It's fine. I can catch up. I am faster than the ship. And I'm dead.
I died.
Oh, hey, cool. At least my thing got picked up by the boat.
It did?
Yeah.
Excellent.
Can you revive me, technically?
Oh, and my game
Oh,
crashed.
there you go.
Ah, damn it.
Your game didn't crash, Anna. You died.
No, it crashed too. It just kicked me.
Are you guys able to revive me here on the ship with the light, or is that...
Thomas, go get him.
I see you.
Cool. Thank you. Oh, full corruption too. Let's go. Oh, just a sliver less corruption, actually. It's going down. Neat. Bro, I was throwing
Yes,
hands
yes.
with that thing.
So
If
the front cannons shoot the boat.
Yeah, so that sucks.
You have to move them up to this like upper platform where it's beyond the rail.
Oh, what?
What?
That was wild. I actually just started like falling through the ocean as though I wasn't in water. But I hit the button fast enough.
See if that works. Yeah, that should work.
That looks like it might work. Looks silly, but
Yeah, it's
functional is better than.
Function better than not.
Yeah, as long as it actually doesn't destroy our shit. Yeah, they're great. That's wild.
I gotta go eat dinner. I'll be back later.
All right. Appreciate you coming
I'm
through.
reviving Anna.
Sorry.
Before you do that, Anna.
Yeah.
I'm reviving.
I get a feeling that I never will.
Or did it not work?
One title crystal.
It didn't work.
I'm reviving again. Are you in game?
No, it
Just-
crashed. It kicked me.
So you're not in game?
No.
Okay, well you... Yeah, you'd have to be in game.
Leave my dead body.
Okay.
Did you just throw her? Oh, it sounded like you just threw her out of the boat. Are you doing the spirit thing right now, or?
I'm not.
Oh, guys.
I was going back to the
Bro, guys, why are you reversing in? That makes no sense.
I'm not reversing.
No,
I'm,
it was the
I'm not even on the
spirits.
boat.
Silly, silly spirits. With your silly,
Someone else is
silly.
driving.
Not yet on the boat to drive.
Slow down. There we go. Now it was the spirits doing it. They were going AWOL. Weird.
Okay, coming over to you.
There we go. Bury me with my money. Sure. But just not all of it, right? Like some of it? Alright, so are we going back for the what you call it? Oh, whoa.
Nice. What's the whatchamacallit? The big serpent? You want to go kill
Yeah.
the serpent? I'm down.
Yeah, dude. I'll activate the spirits.
Here, hang on.
Activate.
Zach, in the. I'd say leave the boat here and go and skimmer over there.
Alright.
In the chest, there's a corruption potion, one for each of you. Grab it.
Corruption.
eat it.
Now?
Yeah. If we're gonna go kill the big serpent.
Alright, let's do it. Ranka did.
You know what we need on this boat? That I'm putting on here now. Is a repair station. We'll have to build that later. Okay, let's go. Head to the right, Zach, not towards the lamp. The lamp is drives it away.
Where are ya? Come for your innards.
Algebraic!
Oh,
There we go.
come here. Come here, fishy. What up, Fiona? Hey, thank you for the gift sub to Gito Leary. Hell yeah, dude. Thank
Hey,
you.
that's me.
And yeah, hey, that's you. And that'll get you the glider now, the stone glider. Bro, where is he?
I don't know. Like, I don't want to go towards one of these goblin outpost things though, too. Straight ahead. Oh, I hear it.
So, oh,
Oh, there he is.
So, fucker, you ready for this? Dun 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 dun.
He's on fire.
Yeah, he is. Boop, boop, 205, let's go. Psych. Man, it's crazy. You're getting bullied in your own home.
Oh, hit him again with fire. Let's go. And electricity. Oh, dude. He's
Let's
so
go.
right now. Dude.
Turn
both of those hits
around.
were- yeah, see, he's running.
Come back.
Don't swim for him. Thomas, you may want to go swim for him to keep up.
He's burning again. Come on, baby girl, where you going? Where you going, kitten? I'm not done showing you my pop collection.
He's cooking.
Daddy's got needs. Ah!
Oh, he got me.
Did you not eat 2 foods?
I did.
I'm reviving.
You.
Yep.
Almost dead. Let's go.
He's done,
Let's
dude.
go. Yeah, baby. Let's go.
Deepling hide. What's this last one?
Deeply Eaker.
There we go. Abyssal stalker head for the trophy wall.
Let's go. All right, we gotta get out of here. What's the
go
way?
back.
Ooh, dude, my armor is weak. Let's go. What up, Fiona? Yeah, we hit it with that fire underwater. That's that extra good fire.
It's that napalm.
Yeah, that eldritch fire. Thank you for the 100 biddies as well. Where are you? Also, Zach has convinced me to buy this game. Let's go. It's on sale. Winter sale has it. It's early access. You got new spirit powers. You got new boat powers. This is the jam right here. This is tropical and shrouded. Fight back! Fight back!
Oh, I see the boat. Oh, we need to put some lights on the boat.
Oh, yeah, that's a good idea. Oh, there's another one? Was that your friend?
Head south.
Man, there's just a whole gang of them.
Sharks.
Where'd you guys go? Yeah, well, there's 2 sharks and then the other one. The less sexy one. Sponsor this man. Yeah, see, look at that. I convinced it. I convinced him. Where you at, Treehouse? They were here actually. Remember the last time we played? They like jumped in before all of like the updates. Here we go. Oh. Yeah, it's an easy way to get in the boat. Oop. Yeah, look at that. Cheesed it. What is this? Air station. Oh, that's a good call. All right, are we? What should we do? We still got to go.
I like trains.
We should still go
Belgian
try and get to the
break!
third section. So
Well, we're right around the
We're
corner
there,
down
yeah.
below to.
was this it up there? Like up north, right? Oh, the respawn shrine. Yeah, let's go there. Let's park that
is,
bitch.
Can someone hit the
Yeah.
thing up top?
Yeah. The thing up top. Thank you, Taint, for the resub. Hell yeah, dude. Let's get this hype train going. Thank you for that, Taint. Thank you for the 100 biddies, Fiona.
I'm gonna take us back to the next Guardian.
Okay. You're not taking us to the hideout?
Do we need to go to the hideout?
Well, I just figured we'd drop the boat there.
Well, I thought we was exploring.
Okay. Yeah. I was gonna like raid on out too.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah. Just gonna do a quick little 3 hour one. You know, we did our quick little 3 hours.
Let's do our quick little guy over here.
All right. Quick little guy. What's our quick little guy? Oh, we are not making it through there. Are we going through this?
There's a beach to the left. There's supposed to be. There is.
There's one forward.
Yeah, maybe we do that one.
Broken Sanctuary. Oh, that's right. I leveled up.
All right, let's go.
I can now make mana extractor. Okay. Ooh.
Yeah,
like that.
so go left in here. You're too far to that island. Come back to this island.
Oh shit.
Although, actually, I'm glad that you went over there.
Quit hitting yourself. Where did you go?
Apparently I had connection issues because I'm now back.
Okay.
Oh damn. Like, did it kick you out of the game?
It didn't kick me out of the game, but it dropped my watching the stream.
Oh! Yeah, bro!
My daughter's like, I want to play this game.
Yeah! Everybody should play this game.
Yeah, I'm gonna get her set up on a server here in a second.
Well, she has one now, right?
She just has her character, yeah. On her. Okay, so Tom, come here. Because I need you to carry some of this. Take those 18 Amberite ores, that back to your.
Still have so low
Sorry.
like arrow strength.
I'm like barely moving now.
Oh. How much stuff do you have?
Coming for ya. You think you have the high ground?
I've got 22
I
wood.
know all
I can
about the
drop.
high ground.
Yeah, drop the wood.
Need one rock.
There we go. You gonna be raiding at all today? A great question. Yes. I need to. Yes. Probably not till late. I still the in-laws are still here.
Okay.
Tonight, but I will be tomorrow though, Taint. So I'll be doing like the arc rating stream tomorrow.
Okay, you can move down. Good.
I've pretty much given up on Final Fantasy. If anybody hasn't
Okay,
noticed.
Zach. Oh no. It's just a minor delay.
Yeah, until I just get the new GPU, right?
Yeah. Okay, down this way. We want to go. You see across the way there's the light rock?
Light rock.
Or,
Yes. The strand?
Yeah, the light stone. Yeah.
How do you
both of
activate your
us.
glider?
Right click, I think.
Right click. Yeah, right click.
Look at that. I know some mouse and keyboard.
Okay.
Was it the perform? Yeah, it was like, I mean, because I have the minimum to run that game, so some of the cutscenes were doing it, and that just was just stacking on how I was getting more and more uninterested into it. And let's be real, I got the fights on lock. Old poison gland. Oh, look at that. Oh.
For how I got up.
Up here, probably. We're eating good tonight, boys. Solid hit. Is that just their fireball?
Yeah.
Poison.
My fireball hits for 1,000.
Damn, that's crazy.
And then burns them.
That's crazy. Is that because of the salamander?
Yeah, a combination of things, and the double food buff, and
Nice.
yeah.
Hmm.
All right, so we want to get up. This is where we want to go.
Jumping is so much quicker. It's silly, but quicker.
Yep, straight across. Where is? Yeah,
Oh,
where's
you know
that?
what? We need that. Hold on. We need the elderwood log.
We do have a lot, just as a heads up.
But now, I'm gonna
Yeah,
8
a
more.
lot plus that.
We have 8 more now. So, you thought we had a lot before.
Now we have a lot plus 8.
Exactly. This guy gets it.
Okay.
Are you supposed to break it? Oh.
Yeah.
Huh.
Look at this. Look at this.
I'm just on the
Reach
ground?
down.
Oh, what? Ah,
Yeah.
I wish I would have tried that earlier. There was another place that I found that.
There's two fire. Oh, I can grab these actually.
Fire strands? Oh, the earth ones.
Fire cannons.
Ding.
Hell yeah, and we get wood. I mean, it's never been an issue, but... More! Oh, we don't need that.
Glyph of Grit? Are you kidding me?
Oh, you got a
my
glit? Oh,
goodness.
damn, bro.
150 carrying capacity.
Hell yeah,
increase.
dude. That's a really good one. I was
What
looking
is
at
this?
it of the ones that like I haven't unlocked yet, and that one looks so good.
Do you want it?
Sure.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna say no.
There.
Like the best one.
There you go. It's in there. Grab it.
Well, shit. You know what I do need though? I need to repair my stuff. Bad. Thank you.
Oh, whoops. I converted to water. Useful.
Very useful when you're on land.
Yes. Okay, up these stairs on this side. Wait for Zach real quick. And then we're gonna kill this guy up top. Give me a second to grab a drink while Zach's sorting his
Murder.
glory.
What
Dude,
about
that
the
thing,
murders?
That thing replaces the original trinket that was only 50.
Yeah, I stacked them.
Yeah. Did they stack? Does it go to 7?
It goes to 650. I would have taken off 500. Yeah, so they do stack.
Okay.
600 and then 650. Yep. Because
Yeah,
they're
'cause remember
different.
Yesterday we found that the other one, yeah.
Make for dinner? Well, what do you got option-wise for dinner? Like, do you have a foundation?
Starting the trial. This one's different. There's a orb in here. Hit it.
Crystals. Alright, so... Yeah, okay, this is like the one I did with Anna. They're gonna be scattered around. There's one up top here.
Oh, up there. Can I shoot it?
Maybe.
I think you shot me.
Oh.
It just
Oh!
turns red.
Oh, no! Oh.
Are you okay?
Yeah, but I have no leggings now. I'm naked. Literally. I have just the cloth above. Because my armor broke. I can actually cook some of my groceries. Personally, I'd go with the leftovers. I always try and get rid of leftovers as quickly as possible. You guys are doing great.
Hey. What do you think this last one is?
Averts gaze. Yeah, don't look at my luscious blue cheeks. I don't know why I'm glowing, but I am. I don't even activate my power.
Oh my goodness. Look at this. There's floating rocks, dude. Floating rocks. It's Expedition 33 all over again.
Oh
I'm
yeah,
gonna have
dude.
nightmares. I'm not making it. I'm not. Oh, I made it. I did it. There's nothing up here.
Yeah, it's one of the crystals.
Oh, there's a crystal on the other side.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah, that's the one I fell, and I didn't, for some reason, use my glider. I forgot how to play the game.
Making it. I'm making it. Got it.
Nice. Fantastic. Now I don't have to try. Yeah, why are we all still glowing, though? Somebody's like, look, yeah.
Definitely both.
We're both glowing. Hell yeah, look at us go. Man, it
I'm not
sucks to
glowing.
be not glowing. It's fine.
Take that.
Yeah, I took it.
Grab that, Thomas. That way. Wait, Zach, let him get up. Let him get up. I want to see if it fixes his.
Oh, because he gets a strand? Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I would say toss the turkey into some yummy veggies and sauce. Yeah, there you go. See? Done.
That sounds so good. Sounds
Hell
so
yeah.
good.
Bro, the pork that we had for Christmas with the cranberry sauce.
Ooh.
So good.
That sounds good too.
I love cranberry sauce with
Cranberry
meat.
sauce makes everything so good.
Yeah, and this was made from actual cranberries. No canned cranberries either. I know there's a love for that. I know there's a love for that. I get it. I have bad taste buds, but
Not the taste buds, it's the nostalgia.
I don't know, man. I don't have good memories, I guess, of it, so. What's up, fool?
Cooked.
Don't kill me.
We definitely are running the opposite direction of our boat, though.
Nice. Yeah, what? I want to. Let's see. Let's get to home base, or let's get to the ship. What is this fire? Oh, that's the moat thing.
Yeah.
Got it. I want to force an invite
Yeah, you
into
have
your
to
game,
bring a
but I don't
fire.
want to be a pleb again. Dude, definitely join us. Well, I'm probably gonna be done for the night on this game, for today at least. But you're totally welcome to join us, Tony.
Here,
Absolutely. I could send you the details. Oh, what's the exclamation point? Somebody died?
yeah. Exclamation. No, I don't know.
You
where
don't
the
see it on the
exclamation
map?
is. Don't.
Oh, maybe it's Anna. I think it's Anna. She's still in the game. She's just there. Dakbot is nice bot. You know, I got a couple people I think you should go message and tell them that too. They don't believe us.
Big agree.
They don't believe us. Where did Anna go? She went to go eat dinner. Oh, yes, repair. I'm no longer in my undies. We're clothed again. We go full steam ahead. I like how it takes off to just player name. Now I am just player name.
Well, I'm trying to get to you.
I'm taking the boat. You guys will be faster
Oh,
with the
shit.
skimmer. Try and catch me. Ha ha ha. Today is the day you almost caught Captain Jack Sparrow.
You're the worst pirate I've ever heard of.
But you've heard of me. What a clever line. Hell yeah. Carrie, is this a game that you would play? Do you feel the chill build and the water, all that? Get a little BBR action in here. Alright, so it should be coming.
You say you're from Tucson, but you talk all fancy and Europe-like.
This is the way we talk in Tucson, Arizona.
What up, Tron? How you doing, dude? So I'm playing shit for the next 3 weeks. Magfest? What's Magfest? Like Magic the Gathering? Bro, what is pulling you away that you're not playing games? That's crazy. Oh. Actually, that sounds really cool. Dude, you think they'll play some Sleep Token? Hell yeah. Oh, here we go. Here's the third base. We're gonna keep this probably out. Slow it down, spirits.
It's a nice big cove, too. A nice cove.
This is the first time on a stream that I've gotten to third base.
Hell yeah. On stream? Oh, dude. You're in the wrong categories then. They're all over. You're not donating enough biddies to the hot tub streams. See, look at that. You guys made it. You're so fast.
Super fast.
Okay, we're gonna bring it in reverse. All right, spirits, bring it back. Bring it back. Where are you going? Nope, don't turn that way. Oh, we got a fish. He's up to no good. Keep it going. Keep it going. Hey, Enoch, you know you're like missing a whole floor?
No.
So that's the drop down, bro. That's the fishing spot.
Yeah. Yeah.
There we go. Good job.
Intentional.
Spirits, take a break. Alright, cool. Sometimes when you deactivate it, it like activates the sails, and so it'll start going. But yeah, it's a good little cove. Have you had any problems with the game freezing? I have not. It was like buffering a couple times, and somebody's game crashed. But as of right now, no, nothing super crazy, and it happened like once.
Yeah, and the only time we ran into it was when we were on the new boat in like an area with lighting.
Yeah, a lot of stuff going on. What does this janky, no pool storage have in place? That's crazy. Ooh, we got stream.
This was like the start of do we do something or do we keep it there?
Here, where I'll make us some just in case.
Yeah, where do you want all that stuff you had me carry?
Back at the old base. Is where we should put it. And
No
you can
idea
take the...
if we have any of these. Oh, wow, I guess I had a few of those. Cool. Stone. Also, welcome in, Smoking Gun. Are you having issues with yours?
Get some stone.
And then I think we'll probably wrap it up then.
Yeah, can't.
I
I
get
can't
more hair
even
because I was
message
making Neo stuff. Oh, you're making cosplay stuff? Hell yeah, dude. Where's this one located at? Thanks for the gift sub. You're welcome. Hey, if you want me to be honest, I did it for me, but I technically paid like $5 for this glider. All right, we got some stone.
Okay. Yeah, this area was pretty good. There was glass. There's 3 spots that spawn glass.
Yeah, I picked a
glass.
bunch of those up. We need
There's
mana
like one
crystals.
more over here.
Do we have any?
Nah, not here. We'd have to
crystals.
like go kill stuff to get the raw mana.
Fuck that, bro. Teleporter. We did it. We got the ship over here. We can go back to the good one now. Pony, are you in this Discord?
That's what I was gonna say.
Here, jump. Yeah, just join in the Discord, and then I'll send you a
Threw it in
message
with
of
the,
like yeah, don't
Elderwood Monk.
join that, and then I'll send you a message. Yeah. Oh wait, raw mana. Wait, is that not what I have?
No, you need
Oh, mana stones. That's
mana
what
stone.
Crystal.
And it's 10 raw or 5 raw, something like that.
Monday Night Raw. All right, I just made 7. Should be fine. I threw out a bunch of chests, so. I love the teleporter. It's so great.
It really does make life a lot easier.
So good. Yeah, it freezes you randomly. How often are you dealing with that? I mean, like, see, like this it's loading it a bit slow, but it is that early access vibes. Could be stuff they're working on.
It could be graphic settings too.
Oh, was that not enough? Oh, dude, what? I need 1 ancient.
Yeah, it takes a lot.
1 more mana crystal and 2 ancient fragments. Are you coming back over here? If you're not, it's fine, I'll go, but if you are, can you grab 2 ancient fragments and a mana crystal? Or 2, I think? No, just 1. Yeah, check out this boat. I'm in, hell yeah. Check this out. Guys, this is our boat. This is one of those infamous 7-sailed boats you've heard about or you've seen in the catalogs when you've been flying in a plane. You could purchase one of these yourself. They are quite functional. They come with a defense system of 5 separate cannons, each individually loaded and ran by their own salamander. You have 2 storage locations with not only the built-in secure storage and the above top chest. Now, if you're one of those solo sailors, then you could have yourself a nice spirit stone, so that way you can still enjoy the things you love, but do it solo, as the nomad that you are. And if you feel like having a little bit more breeze between your knees, you can use the Tidal Resonator to speed up and have your little mana friends push you along that air and sea. And the deluxe package also comes with a repair kit. We're selling this bad boy for 30 schleppels. Schleppels? Yeah.
What's up, Quad?
What up, Quad? What an entrance. Oh, you can make cannons. Okay, what are these?
Yeah.
Stone and raw mana. That's so dumb. Why would you need raw mana? You just crush up stone. That's silly.
You can extract the mana. That's what the mana extractor. Why I
But-
built that.
But from what though? Like raw mana?
Any-
Or-
If you see these
any
dogs in your
raw-
front
any-
yard,
so any raw
just know
material
upstairs I'm
like
going hard.
wood,
Bing bong.
for
They can make mana? Oh.
Yeah, wax bulbs, elderwood, any of this stuff will. You can select how much of it you want to take, and then convert it.
Extract the mana from the wood.
Hell yeah. Love when she extracts the mana from my wood.
Hey yo. Yeah, see, I think the plant fiber might be one of the best ones to do, and then you just run around with the wind.
We really got to move these
Double
things
gather.
around. We're still keeping everything tight, like we were in like way less room. I've added so much more room, but just not moved anything. I like it's all super close.
I mean, it's easy to get to is the nice part.
Deepling hides to make raw mana. Are we out of raw mana?
I wouldn't use Deepling Hides. Like, you can click on that and then select something else when you're in the raw mana.
Okay.
Like, there's the item, so you can change what item's being used.
Oh, okay.
And like I said, like, fiber is probably the single best thing to convert. Because it's so easy to collect the plant fiber. And if you use the Wind Spirit, it doubles the fiber that you collect.
Two of those. And Ancient Fragments.
Ancient Fragments would I be running low on?
No, we got 2 after this. I was like kind of periodically fighting them. Yeah, we haven't been doing a lot. I mean, we could do that like off stream. Resource gathering and stuff. Feel like we don't really have the time, but I also want to raid over to Joe. He's playing for his birthday. His birthday.
There's a ton of raw mana being created.
Yeah, I just took some. Finish off these chests. Ooh, man, that load up. Yeah, so who's getting this game? We got Pony. Who said they were getting it? Fiona said she was getting it. Let's go.
Geit got it. Thomas.
Thomas got
She
it.
picked it
Hell
up.
yeah.
Nope.
Smoking Gun has it, but theirs is freezing on them. All right, so we got 5 storage guys ready to go. So if we so desire. Oh, what are those?
That's fruit. Okay, fruit meat. Should go with this. Cannonballs. Putting in the last one. There's bandages in the last one. If either of you need them.
Nice. I love how fast the skimmer is now. It's crazy. Oh, that's right. I haven't
With that
attuned in
ring,
a while.
Oh, you haven't checked your
Freeze potency while Cascade is active. And just to recap, Cascade generates mana over time while active. Mana regained is increased by potency. Restore mana and restore stamina. Does it have mushrooms? You bet your shit it has mushrooms. Alright, I'm only level 9 still. So only level 10. What? Dude. Oh yeah. So like that's the thing with this water one. It could be such a overpowered solo or overpowered support, but it also can be such a good solo. It was designed to shine. Just designed to shine.
Okay, I'm back. Sorry.
Broken.
Yeah, okay. I do need to raid out. And we'll raid out to Joe. So I'm gonna oh, damn, his chat is flying. Holy crap, dude. Well, you know, you ever like when you scroll up on Twitch and you look away? You're like, oh my god, I miss so much. I always forget there's that little button that you can go all the way to the bottom of chat. But alright, I'm gonna mute this real quick. I'm gonna mute Discord. Thank you guys for playing, or well, thank you Ina, yeah, and Thomas. Thank you for jumping in too, and Anna earlier. But yeah, let me close this out real quick. All right. So we are done. We are done. We were playing Legends of Nera, or I'm sorry, Voyagers of Nera. As you can see, that is my character, my Voyager of Nera. Yelling at the eel that we fucked up, bro. It's crazy in the beginning of this game how you think this thing is like untouchable, and I just jumped in the water and started stabbing it, and I felt so powerful. But thank you again, guys, for this. So we were playing Voyages of Nera, trying it out again because of the new ships, the new updates. The spirits have powers now. There's so much more. I think they have more biomes coming. I think after I level up my little manta ray guy, I think I'm gonna go into Earth next. But I don't think anybody's really playing too much Earth, and I can tank. I think I can tank. But thank you guys for being here, Pony. Yeah, just jump in the Discord if you have it, and then like I said, I'll shoot you the server name and password as well. That we can plan to play as well. And if you ever need me to jump in yours to help, I can totally do that. I don't mind starting up new again. But I am on a boat. That is me. So that's me if I could grow facial hair and I had really cool upper hair. So we're gonna grow the hair out again a little bit. So here's the thing. We're gonna grow the hair out. If we hit the partner or the plus program and get the 100 sub points starting in January, we're not doing December. Everybody, don't worry about December. In January, we're gonna try and pick it back up again. If we hit it, again, the whole goal is that we then have more Steam keys, things that we can do, that we can, if someone's like, hey, this game looks interesting, I could just gift them the game, right? That's the idea. So if you guys ever consider subbing to the channel, subbing it to tier 2, tier 3, that would be super helpful starting in January. I'm going to be back tomorrow. We're going to play Arc Raiders tomorrow. And don't forget also, too, to join it. If you do play Voyagers of Nera, they're pushing their Discord a lot, so don't forget to check out their Discord as well. But yeah, guys, thanks for being here. We're gonna raid to Joe, our friend Mr. Cool Runnings. It is his birthday. He's crazy. I thought he was so much younger than us, but he's not. So I shall be there. Hell yeah, let's go. Yeah, this year coming up, we got big things coming up for myself, for TBBR as well. So I hope to see you guys this upcoming year. Again, I'm gonna be back tomorrow though. So we're gonna be back tomorrow, do our thing as normal. We're gonna be gooping with some Arc Raiders. Thank you for that raid message. Peace out, everybody.